When the spiring tower that stretched on into the sky appeared in Aboria, the balance of power in the world changed. 100 years of war between Dianthus and Amaranth came to an abrupt halt. Warriors capable of sundering stone with their bare hands turned their attention to the battlefield. One fighter worth 1,000 trained knights, and the bloodshed was relentless. Unleashing battle cries that shattered stone, the barbarians tore through the battlefield, sowing discord and panic. Young mages unleashing seas of flame that welled and wound, as though the elements themselves turned against Dianthus. And for every wound inflicted upon the divers of Amaranth, divine light would close it, or simply a night of rest. When the dust finally settled, Dianthus was hopeless, and Amaranth was free. Welcome, travelers, to the Dragonleaf, the tea house where tales are told. We're just opening up, so you win. What do you win? If you like the content, leave a like in the tip jar and subscribe to our weekly tales. Leave a comment in the suggestion box to tell us how well we did or how well we did not. Thanks for listening. And as always, without further ado, it's time to open up shop.
Hello.
You won a chance to look at our visages, our beautiful faces. Aren't you lucky?
Participation medal. By being here, you win.
Yeah, we're all 90s babies here. Participation medals for the win.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that existed for people who were generally unaware of that.
Well, not medals. We got ribbons. They weren't that like we went to public school. They didn't.
You didn't
they weren't
participate high enough.
Hey man, I got a
participate hard enough.
certificate of participation.
Oh,
That might be-
wow.
Ouch.
Your school was real poor. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know, man. Ribbons are like they took one participation, like large scrap of paper and were like, let's just cut it down the middle. Just give a piece of it to each kid and you're good.
Oh yeah. Well, in the lower mainline, as soon as you go over like a certain point, they're like, your school doesn't need funding. So like,
It's most schools, yeah.
yeah.
Last time, the family left their first successful interface mission with a day of rest and relaxation. They registered their party name, the Deviants, and spent time with their friends and family. Jojo spent time with Ron and Yuka, and Matilda with Pom Pom and Mama Mal. Killian received a hero's welcome by Frugek, the patron god of the bugbears, while chatting with a stressed and agitated Killig, and Vincent spent a day with Rosa for her birthday. As they prepared to enter into the dungeon, they find Seelan McGurmick, who was asked to serve as a guide for the family's first steps into the unknown. Together, they enter the dungeon and see a strange scene of a night in a plane of darkness, then find themselves on a long and repetitious road. As they travel the road, a carriage appears before them, and as they do battle with the inhabitants, a massive, grotesque noble toad and a small horde of undead, the lady within the carriage dissipates upon stepping out of it, leaving behind her signet ring as Vincent beckons her to safety, and she fades away. Continuing into an inn on the hill at the end of the way, they prepare for a rest, finding within the inn inhabitants frozen in time, a noble pining over a strategic battle map, and abject safety. As night has fallen upon the inn, and the party begins their rest, some of which tied to beds, Vincent takes out the ring from the lady in the carriage, and the noble turns its attention towards him. We jump back in, but before anything else, let's determine the order of your guys' long rest for your watch, which was established previously. Who is taking first watch?
I think Killian was.
Leon.
Alrighty. Killian, go ahead and roll perception.
All right. Ooh, not bad.
Ooh, ace.
17?
Mhm.
We can also establish, are you currently where you are in the inn?
Yes. So Killian isn't like sitting up on the stage with the others. She kind of found a little corner between a bookshelf and the stage. So she's just kind of shoved herself like completely out of the way, kind of like resting her like blunderbuss, her musket across her legs, as she just kind of sits there. That way she has vision of the hallway down below as well.
As you kind of lean back against this this bookshelf on the edge, you like just carefully as not to mess with any of the books. You kind of just rest within the area. Looking down the hallway, you don't see anything. The strange nature of the quiet that sits within this area has set in upon all of you, and it just becomes this monotonous kind of droll and tired nighttime. I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Okay.
You feel this just intense hunger and thirst overtake you, and as you glance around at the tables and the food and drink that are sat upon them, people in revelry holding up like large just hawks of meat, you begin to just feel that hunger bear down on you. You will need to eat 2 days worth of rations in order to maintain this hunger here, but as you are looking at the food, you manage to just stave off the urge to jump up and grab a piece.
Okay.
As you continue your watch, Seelan stands up and begins to kind of just hobble over towards you. And is like, "You got that bird, yeah?"
Yeah, it's in the bedroom watching over the other 2.
I was gonna take a look around the perimeter. Is there a chance I could borrow your bird for a time?
Sure. Yeah. It should be able to take orders from you. I just need to tell it to do that.
All right. Is that something we could do?
Yeah. Are you
Used
not getting rest?
I'm antsy. Haven't been in that dungeon for a long time.
Okay. Game's
Seem
paused,
like-
so I can't move Killian. But
Oh, sorry about that. You see him like tiptoe around the people, giving a wide berth of everything.
I do the same.
But as he makes his way over alongside you to the edge of the room, is your character not moving? I can move them. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I still can't move her for some reason. That's okay.
It might be in combat. There we go. As you guys kind of circle around, you see Matilda, this individual Jojo, within the dark of the room, kind of napping comfortably. And as you beckon Bladebeak, they come over. But Seelan basically like walks up towards him. He's like, "How's this work?"
Oops. Accidentally closing doors and stuff. I mean, I can tell it to follow you, and protect you. Do you want it to do something specific?
If we go outside, I want to just keep a small trail, but I don't want it to just... He looks at the bird and it's like lifeless eyes, and he's like, "Can I have command of it? Is that too much to ask?"
Bladebeak, do whatever Seelan tells you to do.
He looks at... it just looks at you, and you see like this faint little blinking. It looks back towards Seelan. Seelan's like, "Sit." Just kind of... All right, this works. Follow me. 5 foot gap, 10 foot maybe. Then he like takes a 5 foot and he's like, "Come 5 feet." Moves 5 feet. It looks towards you basically, making sure these commands are things that feel comfortable. And then he's like, "All right.
I nod at it like, yeah.
If I'm any more than 5 minutes, come get me." And Seelan
Okay,
and Bladebeak
with
begin
everyone?
to head out. Yeah, well, at least make sure you have a double all times.
Okay.
Then he turns and begins to make his way out. He says, "In the meantime, can you try to unlock a few of those doors? I want to find a bed. Maybe I can get some rest."
Sure.
He kind of begins to go. As Bladebeak leaves the perimeter, I'm just going to pop these two. Boop. And they begin to move out and around. Do you want to go ahead and make a dexterity with proficiency check?
For me or Bladebeak?
For you, for the just unlocking the doors, if you are doing that.
I was going to wait until he comes back to do that, just because he told me to have a double at all times. For now, I'm just going to stand pretty much right here so I can see like the door to the bedroom as well as the rest of the party. and just stand at attention.
Sweet. Like maybe 2 or 3 minutes pass, and you see him immediately come back and around. Enters in and kind of just looks towards you and is like, oh, sorry, let me make these guys visible. He's like, you might follow me. Take a look at this. He heads right back out again.
Hey, Bladebeak, if anyone other than the two of us moves, make a lot of noise.
And I go to follow Seelan, leaving Bladebeak behind.
I just like, I love the concept that Bladebeak's neck is just energy, because it's just sitting there like overwatching in a 360, spinning its head around. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Seelan, as you enter out of the inn, you look around and you see this just loose fence line of wooden planks, both around you here and in the distance, over in the far reaches of the area. Beyond, you just see eyes. In the dark of night, it's just a sea of pale blue dots. And Seelan approaches and says, as long as we stay within the confines of this fence, doesn't seem like they can get in. I want you to see this firsthand. This is what can await you if you're not careful.
These more zombies?
Looks like it's some bigger, some smaller. Dangerous. That's what they are.
Okay. They won't come into the house?
No. I had never seen him pass the threshold of that fence.
Okay.
Heads back inside. It's just like, yeah, if you don't mind. Would not mind a bed for the night.
Yeah, sure. Well, there is one more bed in here. I assume you want to leave a bed's distance between whoever might be sleeping there. The monsters.
He like takes a glance in, and you see he just squints his eyes, and he's like, yeah, I'd like to keep at least a bit of distance.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. With proficiency, right?
Yes.
Okay.
5. It takes a good long time. Like, it takes probably 15 or 20 minutes. But as you pop open the doors and take glances in, you see that this one has a person in it. This one has people in it, basically evenly spaced across the beds. And as you repeat back and forth, you see that each and every individual room is basically like this, save for one at the end that has a single free bed. Seelan goes in and kind of closes, and just like from the other side, locks the doors behind. Here and does the same. And as you manage to encircle all the way around, you find this basically one bed, and he's like, if there's only one, you could take it if you like.
No, it's okay. I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you. I think you guys are doing really well for what it's worth.
Thanks. I don't think we would have gotten as far without you, so, thanks for being our guide.
Yeah. I owe you one. I owe you more than one, I think. So, my pleasure. I'm gonna try and get some shut-eye. Finish on with that watch and that bird of yours. Valuable companion.
Yeah, I got really lucky.
Alright, well. That's it for me. I'll see you in the morning.
Good night. Do you want me to close the door?
Oh, he probably would have. Cheers.
Do you want to close the...
As you head back to begin more of your watch, the night seems relatively uneventful. Glancing down this hallway, you just see a small pot with frozen flowers. And gleaning around, even outside, nothing super out of the ordinary. The outer perimeter seems to be keeping these creatures at bay for the most part. And as you kind of glanced around, everything in general was quiet. Even outside, seeing those creatures shuffling around, no noise was made. And it's good.
Sorry, before I return to the main room, I just want to check in and see if Jojo's like straining or like having a bad dream.
Jojo actually as you guys have, I guess Killian, you would not have noted this yet, but everyone seems to have had their dreams like plucked from their head, and the faint whisper pass through your guys' subconscious.
Yeah, she looks still.
Well,
She's comfortable.
I'm gonna keep this door open, just so that I can come back out here. I'm gonna ask Bladebeak if they noticed anything.
You can telepathically communicate with the creature, right?
I don't know. Let me do a quick little look-see real quick.
So what is the intelligence of the creature? 4?
Yeah.
I would say that in general, like memories is not something this creature has. I think it basically exists within the moment. And as you ask basically like, did you see anything? In this instance, because the command was basically just like follow his commands. And it did not seem to make any noise as the command you had given it previously.
Right.
It seems like everything was normal, but it can't like recollect things like that.
Okay. That's fair. I think Killian still treats it like it's a living being in some ways. And so just tells it, go back in the room. Keep watching over the others. Make lots of noise if something happens.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because I was about to be like, it turns
make
around
lots
and
of
goes,
noise. Yeah.
returns to its Overwatch position and maintains. The rest of the night goes relatively uneventfully. As you are walking around with your passive perception, you do take note that Vincent, before the watch, had taken out that ring. Let's just do a brief flashback, Vincent.
Sure.
Did you keep the ring out? Did you maintain it? Are you currently, like... I'm assuming you're sleeping because this is during Killian's watch. What did you do at that time?
Well, I was... Just before he went to bed, he was looking at the fish a little bit too. And then, like, still noting, like, messaging it and listening to the tunes. And after he felt like he got bored of that, yeah, he took out the ring and just started, like, looking at it, seeing if there's any, like, name or etching on the band, seeing what kind of ring it is, maybe estimating how much it costs. Like, just kind of, it's new. You know, there's not much to do around here. And he was interested.
I believe it is a platinum band that kind of spirals around with a yellow gemstone inset within it, princess cut. As you look at it, it looks like a signet ring. It's relatively heavy. On the top of it bears a sigil that the diamond has kind of interposed itself in between. The sigil is of a crowned lion.
And then, yeah, he just like investigates it. He starts to get tired. He knows that Killian's on watch, so he just kind of grabs it in his hand and goes to bed, leans up against the wall and sleeps right there.
Alrighty. At this point then, yeah, Killian, your watch ends comfortably. Who is next on watch?
Well, I guess, did we establish who would be next, or does Killian just have to pick someone?
I think that's funny, so I'm going to choose that.
I was going to say the only thing Vincent would have said if he had a choice in the matter was that he needed to go before JoJo so he can untie her at the end of his shift.
Okay. Then Killian will wander over to the room and sneak past this sleeping figure. And then just kind of give a little shake to Matilda.
She's like sleeping in her like jammies, and she has like this stuffed voodoo doll tucked under her arm, and she's just like sleeping. And yes.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay.
When you're done, wake up Vincent.
Oh, okay.
I
don't know if you'll like being woken up, but I'll do it.
Oh, it's fine. I mean, no one likes being woken up.
Do you want to sleep here?
No. Well, I'll sleep. I'll sleep in here, but I don't really want to use someone else's bed.
Oh, okay.
But Seelan, I opened all the doors. We locked them again, but Seelan's in the room at the very bottom.
Okay.
There's a single bed in there. And don't go outside. There's a ton of undead. There's just eyes everywhere. They won't come in. Seelan let me know that.
Okay.
We're safe as long as we stay inside.
All right. Can you watch Penny for me? And I hand the doll the stuffy to you.
Sure.
Okay.
What does Penny do?
She's really good for sleeping.
Does it have pins in it?
Oh no, those are in my bag.
Okay. Thanks. And Killian just kind of like goes into the corner and curls up with Penny.
Can I ask you a question, Miss Tamara?
Yeah.
Did you bring Cutie with you into the dungeon?
Yes.
Now that you think about it, you have not seen Cutie since you jumped into a river.
Ha!
Oh, well, Matilda thinks she brought Cutie with her.
It's invisible.
I'm assuming that Killian told me where to go stand, so I'll go where I'm supposed to go for watch. No? Okay, well.
No, Killian was watching from her vantage point, but like you're welcome to do it from wherever.
Okay, I can't touch any of the furniture or anything.
I said nothing but the beds and doors, basically.
Yeah, if it's not nailed down, don't touch it.
Yeah.
If it's not part of
touch a
the
banister or.
I assume the floor is nailed down, so Matilda will sit on the floor. Crisscross applesauce. Yeah, crisscross applesauce.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I put on I do the whole put on my armor back on, and I have my bag with me just to make sure I have all my stuff, and I sit and I watch. And I listen, and then I take occasional notes of the stuff that we saw.
All right, go ahead and roll perception for me, and a Constitution saving throw after that.
Oh.
Oof.
Okay, Matilda, you can do it. Oh, no, I can't do it.
Okay.
And then you need a con save, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Constitution save. Okay, well, at least my con save is better.
Once again, as you kind of pay particular attention to the room itself, you begin to chime in on the food, and you feel this just overwhelming urge and hunger and thirst beset upon you. But you manage to shake it off. You will also need to eat 2 days worth of rations in order to maintain your rest without suffering a level of exhaustion this day.
Okay.
But you sit through. Was there anything else you wish to do during your watch?
I'm mostly focused in on the area where we know that invisible person is. I kept my eye over there very much for most of it, but otherwise that was it. I just sat and I did my duty, and then I went to go wake up Vincent after.
Alrighty. The watch goes without issue. You manage to await the 2 hours listening into the just constant silence. Every now and then, a whistling of wind passing by the windows, slight shaking of shutters at the exact same time, repeating on this constant loop. And then the watch comes to an end.
Yeah, I go over to where Vincent is, being mindful not to touch or bump into anything, but all I do is I just kind of stand there and I stare. And I wait, because sometimes I know that staring wakes people up. They got this weird third sense about staring, so I'm going to see if that wakes him up first. If not, I will lightly touch him.
It depends how close you are, if you're breathing in my face or not.
Here's what I'll say. Matilda, roll a general charisma check, contested by Vincent's passive perception.
Oh, my
A
eyes
9?
aren't that good. Yeah, no.
You stare for a good 5 or 6 minutes. And Vincent, actually, I don't want to make this character call for you. Do you feel like Vincent wakes up from this sense?
No, I'm pretty sure he's used to having many people
Yeah.
back to him.
All right. Then as the 2 hours comes up and you feel like that tired set on you, Vincent does not awaken from your staring.
All right, I gently jostle him. Vincent!
His tail's as he sleeps, it's twitching softly, and then as you jostle him, it chatters a bit more and then stops moving, and then he just like opens up his eyes slowly and he's just like, "Morning, Matilda."
It's your turn. It's kind of morning. It should be this time outside, and I rattle off what time it is outside. Not in the
Thank
dungeon,
you,
but
Mia.
should be outside outside the dungeon. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Nothing really happened. It was very boring.
Nothing of note. I guess that's
Mhm.
good. It's better than things of note in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will do my my rounds. Thank you, dear.
Mm.
Go get some rest.
All right. And I trudge back into the room. Happy and sad that nothing happened. You know, Matilda's all about like progress. So.
Do you await at the entrance to the room? As you enter in, it's pitch dark.
Oh.
As a human, you are screwed in general.
Well, shit. I cast my light cantrip.
Okay, you like erupt with light. So I need Killian and Jojo to make a perception check. The DC of this one will be 10.
Well, can't I make it like not like? Can't I
Nope.
just make it? No,
There's
okay,
only
whatever.
you can put your hand over it and just let like a little bit.
There's only
quicker
one
through.
setting.
This is basically what happens.
Why did I get a natural 20 on this?
Right
Both
away,
of
you're
you,
just like, oh.
Matilda enters in and very quietly is like, "Oh shit!" Boom! And just ignites this bright light throughout the room. As the two of you awaken, the figure in the bed does not move.
It's morning? What's happening?
Can't. And I climb back into the bed that I was in originally, and then I turn off light.
For the next hour, this light is active.
I can't dissipate it.
The spell only ends if you cast it again or dismiss it as an action. You can't. Oh no, you can just throw things on top of it. So it's totally good.
You can
But
dismiss it as an action.
Yeah, I can dismiss it.
Oh,
as an
what am I
action.
talking about?
I'm just like.
I literally just read it out loud, and I was like, "Here's my proof. Ha ha ha! I win." Sweet. So the light dissipates as you find your way through the room.
Seriously?
Can't see in the dark.
Like, did you hear a voice?
I always hear voices.
Oh, right. Well, I heard a voice, which is new for me. I heard a voice say,
Congratulations.
"Yeah, thanks." It was just like, "No, you're not who I've been looking for. I've been waiting for so long." And I didn't dream, which is strange. Most nights I dream.
Yeah, I really think it has something to do with that sword that we brought. I think we have to do something with that.
I want to do something.
I know, me too. Also, go to sleep. You need to get up soon to
Yeah.
to do your watch.
Killian's just snoring,
You already went back.
like super nasally, like just like you can hear every like
Octave.
syncopation of the snore.
Like Penny's just like shaking in your arms because it's like
Yeah.
such strong.
Exactly.
Do you canonically snore in autotune?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It's the artificer in you.
Oh yes.
Nah, just kidding. As your watch comes to an end, you awaken Vincent. Vincent, how do you begin your watch? First thing, perception check and Constitution saving throw.
Okay. He did eat some rations before, so I'm not sure if that'll help.
I think we all did. I remember
Yeah.
us making
Well,
that choice.
we basically just ran through the long rest checklist.
Yeah.
So perception check, and then Constitution saving throw.
A con saving throw.
Nice.
Okay. On your watch, as you are listening, you can hear that wind kind of repetitiously beating against the shutters as well. And as you move out and about, everything's silent. You begin to hear the just faintest bit of movement outside. And even from your current position glancing out, you don't see anything. It's just this kind of faint rustling in the grass and slight bits of movement.
I think when Vincent got up, he did a couple stretches after Matilda left and just kind of like started looking around. He remembers the voice that whispered to him in his dream, right? Or was that something?
You absolutely recall it.
What did it say again?
I believe it said something to the effect of, "I have finally found you."
And the voice he didn't recognize, right? Like it wasn't Astrid's?
You did not recognize the voice. It was a somewhat sultry, or not sultry, somewhat sumptuous male voice, I would say.
He's I
Masculine,
think
rather.
he'll keep that in mind. Looking around, he's still not sure. There's things trying to trick him, but he's just gonna take note of like everyone's position and what they're doing. Take note of Pac in the corner. Not sure where Selim is. You said I heard movement outside, but I don't see anything.
From within your visual range, yeah.
He definitely. We've already encountered invisible people. He's thinking this might be something. He is going to take some pieces of string during his watch and just tie them to like, I guess, the main entrance here. And there's no other entrance into this area, right?
As far as you know, from what you have seen, there is no other entrance.
Well, other than the windows, which are all closed.
The windows do not open. They are all solid wood.
Okay, he's gonna put one here. Oops, let me close that. And he'll put one here in case something can get in through the back. And attach a bell to each of them.
Okay, so obscuring these, this is interesting. I would say I could put a flat DC on this if you wish. Like a small string with a bell on the end is very hard to see. However, if you wanted, you could also roll a either deception or stealth check.
Deception for sure.
Okay, for sure.
16.
16. You place these strings down and you prepare these faint bits of early warning systems for yourself. You manage to stave off the hunger that sets in, and as a tiefling, you eat basically like almost 3 to 4 times the amount that a normal human does. So it's quite the hunger, but you manage to push it away, and you resist the urge to eat the food off the tables. As
He just really wants a coffee, and they don't have any here.
As that's everything you do in your watch, and then you kind of just
I think so.
keep glance.
Yeah, and then he'll just stay vigilant, kind of like walking, back and forth. He'll stay in the house. There's no reason to really leave, but he'll glance out the windows here and there.
Okay. As you glance out the windows coming toward the edge, you can also see those lights, just the eyes and the shuffling. You heard the shuffling very briefly earlier, but you do not hear it again throughout your watch. These creatures just moving around, keeping a vigilant eye on the inn itself.
Okay.
And then your watch ends quietly.
Okay, I will head over to the bedroom and opening it up, being able to see in the dark, so I don't need to disturb everyone. There's quite a few people.
Don't shame the only human in the party.
Human shaming.
I'm able to get to Jojo without waking up Killian, right?
Killian is like tucked right into the corner of the room.
Okay. So yeah.
You'd have to kind of just push past Bladebeak, who's just looking just staring at the beds. But
Steel Sentinel. Here's what I will say: roll dexterity to manage to move through these individuals. Everyone is well away from the only creature that could be like touched, really, and affect the scenario. 21. You sneak right past around Bladebeak, who just kind of follows you. You did say make a lot of noise if anybody but us moves around, right? Perfect. You pass by Bladebeak, just pip pip, and you awaken Jojo.
Cool. Yeah, I'll lean down and just kind of tap you on the shoulder, but like put a finger to your mouth so you don't make a bunch of noise.
Okay, yeah.
Do you mind if I undo you?
Please.
And I'll start undoing her ropes, taking a little bit extra time than he normally would.
How was watch?
Yeah, let's talk outside. He'll go out so he doesn't disturb the others.
You guys can also WASD to move around.
But there wasn't too much. There's lots of those creatures that we encountered before. They're in the tree line outside, but they're not coming in. So just stay in here. I think it's safe. I put some traps here. In here? I heard some movement earlier, but I couldn't see anything, so we might have more invisible things wandering about.
Okay.
If you hear a bell ring, it's not a good thing.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
He'll whisper this all to her. Actually, could he send it in a message?
For sure.
Yeah, I'll send it with messages so only you can hear. And then if you whisper back, only he can hear the responses. He'll point in the corner and just let you know that Paka's been asleep here the whole time. So if she needs help, he can jump up there. I'm not sure where Salem is though, but I haven't really checked around. He might have gone into one of the rooms. So.
Okay. Where are you sleeping? Just back where I was?
He kind of thinks, yeah, I think a bed might be good. He'll go.
Okay. All right.
Oh, one last thing. Did you have any bad dreams last night?
No, I didn't dream at all, but I did hear a voice say something about like I'm not the one you're looking for.
It's a bit different than mine.
Oh, you heard something too?
Yes. Apparently I am the one they're looking for.
Oh, well, of course you are.
One distinct difference that the two of you may have noted was that Jojo, you heard a feminine voice. Vincent, you heard a masculine voice.
Oh. No, yeah. I didn't hear a man. I heard a woman.
Well, let's see if anyone else heard anything in the morning.
And Matilda didn't mention it.
No, but darling, she always hears voices.
That is what she said. She did say that. Okay, night. And Jojo's going to go over here and pop a squat. Just like half crisscross applesauce. Like one leg is crossed with like knee against the ground and the other one's like up against her chest. And she's gonna pull out the Lodemnian. I got it that time. Lodemnian Night Sword, and is going to just look over it a bit more closely than she has previously. She's going to look on it for markings and symbols, writing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. This will be 3 checks. Go ahead and roll first investigation for your check of the sword.
13.
As you glean the sword itself, you see it has some fine flourishes. This blade, though it has been weathered quite a bit with time, looks like at one point it was very ceremonial but functional. Probably offered to a creature of high station. And as you hold it and take note, you're looking for any like symbols that might correlate back to like the frog imagery that you've been taking note of, but you don't see any. In fact, it seems to be it's more ornate. It's incredibly ornate. In fact, it's gilded in gold, and though weathered, looks like it was beautiful.
Okay. And then the second check's the perception.
Perception, and then Constitution saving throw.
16 perception.
Okay.
Then Constitution save, even though I should be good at this. I always do bad.
11. You do feel a hunger set in. And slowly, you make your way towards one of the tables. as though against your own will, and you look down at the food, slowly bringing one hand towards it. And you just curl your fingers, pulling back slightly.
Oh.
You will need to eat 5 days worth of rations to stave off this hunger. If you do not have 5 gold pieces or 5 rations on you, then you are reaching forward and taking a large hawk of meat from this table.
Yes, I do have enough.
You sit back, and as you just manage to fight off the hunger, you hold firm. With your perception check, you look around. You note that everything is as it was before. You do not hear any shuffling. You do not hear the wind. You do not hear the rapping of thin wood boards. And as you await, you hear Paka. Stands and just begins to shuffle back and forth.
Baka, hi.
Hi.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I was sleeping, but now I'm not, though.
Did you have good sleep?
No.
What was wrong?
Well, I was sleeping on the floor, which I prefer dirt.
Right.
Wood is really hard, so I didn't really feel like doing much sleeping. So I'm here now, and we can watch each other's back.
And he sits with his back against your back.
Did you hear anyone in your sleep?
I heard Killian wake up, or Matilda wake up Vincent.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Immediately falls back asleep.
Cute.
Your watch comes to a fruitful end. As the night passes, you see the daytime begin to peek through the windows. And as light returns to the exterior, you hear the mass exodus of feet on the outside of the inn just rush from from close to far, desperate to flee the area.
Is the transition from night to day, does it feel fast or natural?
It does. Nothing feels overly strange about anything time-wise outside of the inn. Outside of the perimeter of the inn. You do hear that wind constantly rapping, and as the daytime comes, the wind maintains that cycle.
Okay.
All right, you didn't hear it, but yeah. Just for meta knowledge.
Okay.
And the morning comes to you all. Paka's like,
we did good.
Just wanders off.
Don't touch anything still.
I know, yeah, that's an ongoing rule.
You want to wake up the others? They're in that room to your left.
Yeah. Everybody wake up.
He just yells out loud.
Is it time to get up already?
Yes.
And then he kind of dives in between the two of you and just kind of nestles in for warmth.
It's good to see you too, Parker, and I'll give him a little pat. Here's the rope. Can you put it back in your bag?
Yes. Do any of you have food? I'm very hungry.
Me too.
Well, there should be some in your pack, I think.
Okay.
Did you not bring any rations with you?
No.
Parker?
Yeah.
This will be coming out of your share, unfortunately. Is that okay?
That's okay. Whatever you find is fair.
And then he runs away.
Yeah, Jojo's just over here pigging out on 5 rations.
Vincent will exit and be like, this is the first time I haven't had coffee in years in the morning. I need to figure out something about this.
As you approach the pond, Vincent, you notice that golden fish still moving in its constant circles. However, in the just floating atop the surface of the water is a single golden scale that seems to have been shed by the fish.
Interesting. He doesn't want to touch it. He'll spend a couple minutes casting his ritual to summon his servant.
Killian, you go door to door and open the doors?
No, sorry. That door accidentally opened. I closed the door of the room we were sleeping in. I was just going to go check on Sealan.
Okay. You enter into the room, and you find a bloody and just destroyed Sealan McGurmick. You see a just series of stab wounds in the chest, and as he lays in the bed, head back against the pillow, his face seems calm. But he is absent.
I guess we never specified specifically what rooms we were checking. I just assumed we'd be checking them, like wandering up and down the halls. Okay.
Can I do a medicine?
Nothing is assumed unless specifically stated.
Yeah.
As you approach, go ahead and roll medicine.
Did you yell?
I think at this point I would be yelling, yes. Just like, Sealan, are you okay?
Oh, it's too early in the morning for this. Killian, what is it?
Killian's gonna just pump a cure wounds into him. Level 1 cure wounds.
Nothing.
I would like to examine them.
Go ahead and roll medicine as well. Killian, with your medicine check, you don't even know where to start. You see just the wounds and the blood poured out and all over. Matilda, you look, and what you see a cadaver.
Yeah. That's a dead body if I ever saw one.
Can Vincent look over Sealam? Did he have any moles, freckles, like things on him that would be more or less maybe overlooked, but distinguishing signs of him?
From what you had, because you guys had previously, like, the most time you had spent examining Sealan McGurmick was when he showed his ash bond. Other than that, when you guys were like sitting across the table from him at the farm, you didn't manage to spot too much. But go ahead and roll, I would say in this case, just an intelligence check with proficiency to attempt to discern any features that you remembered from Sealan.
Yeah. Did, just in case it came up, did, I think her name was Vanessa, let me know anything about him in our time together? Because they did spend some time when she thought he was her husband.
Oh, you can add pillow talk to this intelligence check, actually.
Nice.
Another custom skill. That's a fantastic use of pillow talk. Good job.
So sorry, investigation check, you said?
Yeah, sure. It's the same. Are you proficient in investigation?
I'm half proficiency because of check of all trades.
Okay. You can add your full proficiency to this one. Just because you've had a lot of experience with stealing.
$22.
From what you had seen visibly of Sealan McGurmick, this is him. For all intents and purposes, this is Sealan McGurmick. I'm not sure if that's what you were actually implying.
Yeah, I didn't
okay.
know if this was maybe a fake body or someone planted this here and took him. I just wanted to make sure that this is him, because Vincent's always curious if there's weird things happening. There's been invisible people and weird noises during the night. So
I will say this: with your investigation check, the body is still like the slightest bit warm. This must have happened within the last like few hours at least. Though I'm not a doctor, and I don't know if that I'm not a mortician. I don't know if that is medically accurate.
Okay.
That is the scenario.
So it was recent basically.
Well, the thing that we would be able to tell is lividity. So if it was recent, the blood wouldn't have settled at the bottom of the body. So that's how you can tell it's recent. And also rigor mortis wouldn't have set in as much too.
Thank you.
Does Sealam have any, like a dog tag or anything? Or because he was retired, he never got one?
He is not wearing one.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming Matilda, let's discuss this outside. This might require the rest of the party.
Oh, hold on. If anyone else wants to do anything while this is happening, feel free, because Matilda wants to do her thing, and I don't want to take anyone's. It might take a bit of time. So
While the
What
two
are
of
you
you are in the room, Killian left like pretty much as soon as you guys entered the room, and then she came out to the main room, and has just been like pacing back and forth, and just like muttering to herself. There's like tears like streaming down her face.
Aw.
She's just like, I don't understand. We
Like
should have been able
Jojo-
to hear him. He was really strong. It's just getting stabbed shouldn't have killed him that quickly. He should have screamed for help. And
Jojo
just like
takes
she's
a
just
knee.
pacing
Jojo
around.
takes a knee and grabs onto
Jojo.
Killian and just brings her in for like a hug.
Aw.
I don't get it. He's supposed to be our guide. He would have known if that room was safe or not. Why did he go in that room?
I don't know, the dungeon. There's so much that people don't know about the dungeon. He said that this fish has never been moving for him before. This might have been a different than what he's used to.
But then what's the point of it? If it changes every time, we should have just left him to be with his family.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to say for that. She just sort of like pats you on the back.
Okay. Well, that's happening.
Killian
So-
calms down a little bit, but she's still just like distraught. She's just staring into the fountain now. Because she's not allowed to pace while Jojen is holding her.
Holding her.
Roll a wisdom saving throw. Because you spot that small fleck of gold floating on the top of the fountain. And you feel this just urge begin to bubble up
Ooh,
inside of
Paul.
you that you immediately
Not
fight off.
interested.
Yes,
And
Killian.
as you just look in, there's these just instincts that are just ingrained into your very soul. You want to reach out and grab it, but you're simply too distraught. You completely throw that concept out the window and focus on what's going on.
So yeah, if I notice Matilda start to put on gloves or anything, I'm just like, Matilda, can we talk with the rest of the group before you start? I'm still confused what you're trying to do.
Just hold on. And I take out my notebook and I draw the front, like a front version of someone's body and then the back side of someone's body. And I start to make notes of where the marks and the wounds are. And I want to make note of what happened to the clothes, and then probably I have a dagger, so I probably would cut off his shirt so I'm not moving him, and just like take a look at him, trying to figure out like what might have caused it. Was it a weapon? Was it an animal? Did it leave anything behind? Sometimes animals leave teeth or claws behind. Does it look like he fought off his attacker? Because there'd be bruising and things around if he was fighting back. So Matilda's just like looking for all of these things that she knows you can find on a body.
You can absolutely roll investigation here. And you have medicine proficiency, so you can have advantage on this.
Oh, hooray! I'm also proficient in investigation.
Vincent, as you are watching Matilda kind of begin to go through these motions, what was it that you did in resolution to what you were saying before?
Well, she told him to hold on, so he doesn't have much of a choice. He'll just stand there and wait until she's done, and then we can go talk to the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. As you begin to dig into this body, you basically like take out the dagger and you bring it close to the body. Jojo and Killian, you do not hear this. Jojo, you do. You hear. And then the faintest bit of a just scraping along the floor in the kitchen. Slowly, something falls and begins to move in the kitchen itself.
Wait, sorry, Jojo heard this?
Jojo, you heard that.
Jojo stands up immediately and turns towards the kitchen and holds the sword ready. I
As
think
you
whatever did it's still here.
As you
Be
stand,
vigilant.
you stand and wait, Matilda. You grab the dagger, bring it close to the clothing, and as soon as it gets almost up to the body, Jojo, you hear that rolling. Stop. And on the inside of the kitchen, you hear begin to tear out throughout the entire area. Everybody roll initiative.
Whoa!
I think Selim's become part of the house.
Oh no!
I think that's what that may be. Unless Yeah, I don't know. That's my hypothesis.
So here's the little fun thing. I'm now doing this.
Was that loud enough, do you think Vincent and Matilda heard it?
Of the screeching that came from the other side of the room, absolutely.
All throughout the house, right? Yeah.
As the screeching begins within the kitchen, you hear that sound slowly move in a wave across from you. As Matilda and Vincent, Seelan remains completely still, but in the other rooms you begin to hear this screeching. Jojo, you can see the people in the area slowly begin to just begin to move as though their bodies had not moved in thousands of years, and the joints just begin to creak, the bones crack as the bodies begin to just tear. Slowly they actually begin to shrink as the skin grows pale and gray, and these just vicious teeth begin to form in their mouths. They slowly shift into these monstrosities as they just slowly or very quickly turn to face you. And now I click this button. Is this initiative correct? Matilda 20, Killian 19, Vincent 16, Jojo 15.
Yep. Gramishka?
Gramishka. As you all begin to listen into this, Jojo, you pull out that sword, and at the ready, these creatures turn and immediately begin to rush in towards you.
Does Selim turn into one of these?
He does not. He remains as he was.
He remains still.
But you see all of them begin to shuffle in. Actually, Paka does get a turn at the beginning of the round. As all of these things begin to shuffle, I think in this case, Jojo and Killian, you can give him something. If you do not, he is going to run to somewhere he sees safe.
Yeah, Parker get to safety.
Okay. I must stay within range of you guys.
You can only get to here, actually. But you see these. You actually hear the doorways begin to open. As more of these creatures begin to rush their way out.
They were locked. Selim did lock them from the inside when he closed them, so I don't know if they're able to open them. But
they are opening.
Okay.
Okay. They can open doors.
Oh no, they have opposable thumbs.
I like this horror movie has begun. All these creatures they can open doors.
Man, that's
I love
huge.
Yeah, they're not dinosaurs. They're not fucking raptors.
They are raptors. They can open doors.
These three creatures turn in towards you, Killian and Jojo, and begin to assault you.
We have company, Matilda.
Well, fuck.
And they're not pretty.
That shouldn't have happened. He's not part of the house.
We'd all have our armor on, right? Not that matters for Jojo.
The only time you need to
You do
take
not.
your armor off is if you want to, or if you're wearing medium or higher. Light armor doesn't impose any disadvantages on sleeping.
Matilda also had specifically stated that the armor was on, but that is entirely
Yeah.
up to
and she
those who are
would've-
currently wearing leather.
Yeah. I would have gotten ready
Killian
to
had not specified that she had taken it off.
If
So,
that's
whoops.
the case, then it's assumed
Well,
that it's taken
it's
off.
assumed
Otherwise, you
at
have to
that time.
roll to have a
Right.
And it does
Okay.
make sense that between sleeps, we would wait for you to get all suited, and then we would go to bed.
Okay.
We did get up in the morning, so I assume we all got dressed. So
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
We weren't surprised in our sleep. We had
Yeah.
woken up.
I'll be more clear about that in the future.
No, you don't have
We
to. I
might-
just did it for flavor.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk.
I'm
after
the
we
only
get
one
into
wearing not
that.
light armor. So
But as the creatures rush up towards you, Jojo and Killian, with the blade at the ready, you manage to both kind of fend these creatures off. The rest of them seemingly just rushing out from the doorways. This one manages to get up to you, Vincent. These ones... That one rushes all the way up and out the door, so these two begin to take a couple chomps in towards you. One of which manages to hit as it runs around. One jumps up, and you manage to dodge out of the way. The other one grapples and bites down on your leg. Do you have any reactions to avoid these things?
Nope.
You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, fuck.
I'm sorry, you take 3 points of piercing damage. And then as the creature just tears in, you feel this just burst of force tear through your body, and you take 6 points of force damage.
Vincent's just like, fuck these guys. First time he's really ever lost his cool.
You're like, sorry for raising my voice.
There was an additional 2 modifier that I missed there, but 11 was the total. So perfect. And that is the end of the creature's turn. It's Matilda. You are up.
I am going to. So here's a question I have. So the door's open. I can see the creatures, but does that mean I can actually see them?
You can see them. If they're on the screen, you can see them.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure because I want to Eldritch Blast them, but I didn't want to like meta that. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to.
Gotcha. No, yeah. If they're visible for your character, they're 100% visible.
Okay, I am going to. Boop, 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 boop.
Are you going to use the wand that ignores 3/4 cover?
Yes. Oh, hold on a bit. Aha! I'm getting used to the buttons. Hold on. Okay. Attack. Normal. Oh, shit. Damn it.
Crackling energy, launch it, slams into the side of the wall just slightly adjacent to the creatures.
And then as my bonus action, I am going to Healing Light. That's it. I'm not going to Healing Light you, stupid thing. Ability. Normal.
2.
2. So take 2 points of healing.
Thank you, love.
And then I end my turn.
That holy light begins to pour around you, Vincent. Killian, you're up.
Killian's gonna use Nimble Escape. Actually, no, she's not going to. She's going to use her action to disengage. She's gonna run and mount Bladebeak. Climb on up on top. And just see that like down the hallway is just like a ton of these things. And she says, Paka, can you get into the room where Seelan is? Safely?
Yeah.
And he begins to do that at the beginning of the next round.
Okay. I just say to Jojo, we need to make a choke point or something. We're surrounded on all sides.
Yeah, that's smart.
So Killian's just gonna assume that Jojo will be able to follow. And give a bonus action to command Bladebeak to attack one of these things when it's its turn, which is right after me.
Awesome.
So it's going to move up to here and attack this. The Force-Empowered Rend. Yeah.
I like those.
Oh my goodness.
Running,
Again?
the mouth opens, you just hear and Bladebeak slams through the side of this creature from the back, just literally rending it in two, tearing the creature into pieces, leaving nothing but a splat.
Killian just shouts, "That's for Seelan!" And then keeps moving Bladebeak forward towards the next one. That's her turn.
Turns its attention towards you, sees the body of the other one, and just takes a defensive stance. Vincent, you're up, and Jojo, you're on deck.
Okay. What one was the one that hit him? Was it this one? Oops.
It was the one on the left.
So this one. I think he's gonna look towards this guy and this guy, Do they think? Does he feel like they would understand what he's saying or no?
Looking at them, they seem somewhat unintelligent. Just vicious.
They're unintelligent, so they wouldn't have languages. Okay. Never mind. He's gonna look towards this guy, and he is going to take out his rapier, and he's gonna. Those like melodic sounds that he took from the fish, he's just going to distort them as he sends this dissonant whispers towards them into this cacophony of just horrible screeches and cries, kind of making it sound like their cries, but being torn apart. And he's going to cast dissonant whispers on it. I need a wisdom saving throw, please.
Does not succeed.
Okay. It must run. It takes 10 damage as well.
As you focus in, it's looking at you, just finishes biting onto you, latches, backs up, you see the blood on its fangs, and it just splat, explodes.
Okay. Yeah, he'll stay there. There's nowhere else he can really do. He'll end his turn.
Jojo, you are up.
Jojo is going to rage. Alright. I have to select myself first. And then I will rage. And then I will use Wild Magic Surge. That is a 6. Until your rage ends, you are surrounded by a multicolored protective light. You gain +1 bonus to AC. And while within 10 feet of you, your allies also gain this bonus. Sick.
Dang.
Okay, yeah. So the pulsing rage chaos that comes out of her shoulder just sort of turns to like bubbles of light that just sort of like float around her and sort of like take on this like bubbly amorphous form, and they're really pretty. They're actually really cute. And then Jojo
They
is
drive,
going
they
to
drive with your outfit.
yeah. And then Jojo's going to take some steps back. How far can I go? Oh, my phone's going off. She's gonna go back here, and then right in front of her. Oh, I'll take some attacks of opportunity first.
There will be 3 of them.
Sorry, my alarm was going off.
It's your rage alarm. It's like, Jojo!
It's rage o'clock!
It's rage o'clock!
I just look down at your phone and be like, oh, would you look at that? Time to rage. One of these creatures, as you just cycle back, you manage to like tank 2 of the hits, slamming 2 of them away, but the third one manages to latch
My
onto
AC
you.
is 16 at this moment, by the way.
That's true. 1 sec. Just misses. As it bites down on you, those bubbles siphon down, and as it bites down, you manage to dodge before it chomps on the multicolored bubbles.
It bites onto the bubble, and the bubble goes pop in its face, and it's like, ugh. And then right in front of Jojo, she brings down the Ludonium sword and slams down into the space in front of her. And she's gonna try and create like difficult terrain in the area straight in front of her, in front of this door. And also she's gonna do it as force damage. So this thing is going to gong out and create a thunderous noise for 300 feet, like a bell, like a church bell gong.
Ooh, I love that. Go ahead, and it automatically hits, I believe, and it's an automatic critical.
I believe that is accurate.
As you
Either this is really good, or it's going to be like lunch surface.
Ding a ding!
ring a ding ding. You slam the blade down, and as you do, you pierce in between the wood boards, and you just see splinter tear outwards from the center of it as you. I will give you an idea here. In D&D, generally loud like machinery is is audible from 120 feet. This is 300 feet. So as you slam into the ground, it goes boom in a degree that it begins to ring your own ears. It tears through the entire area, and the creatures all immediately turn their attention towards the location.
Nice. What was my choice here?
Nice.
No choice. Did I say choice? I wanted to give you guys an idea of how loud that is.
And you're like, here's your choice. And then
Here's your choice. God, it's loud.
No choice. Okay, and then she's gonna move 1 foot this way. So this should be difficult terrain,
That's
hopefully.
real life there.
Yes.
So she's trying to hold this choke point, so like people can't really get past this point, hopefully.
I can also just actually make that difficult terrain.
Oh my god, everyone's gonna did everyone turn to stare at JoJo? Like real creepy.
Orders up.
Ding ding!
Orders up.
Did every single person in this place turn into one of those monsters?
As far as you can tell, because
Okay.
more of them continue to rush inward.
Great. Love it. These are like the Chul. These remind me of Chul for some reason.
Several of these begin to move in. This one's also going to dash. You see them begin to round the corner in mass. And as they begin their onslaught, the kitchen, several creatures begin to emerge
Oh lordy.
as the just horde begins to pour in towards you.
Lavos have mercy. Oh my god. So many baddies don't like. Oh.
Dash, dash, dash. You would actually go here. None of which managed to actually get up to you in this time. And as they all prepare, moving into a nice and mindless line, you see this just large horde of them that are all just fighting over top of each other, rushing in towards that loud noise. You see Paka in the corner is actually just watching all of this happen. This would actually go here. And is kind of like hunkered down as the creatures begin to funnel in towards you. He's like,
Be safe. Be safe.
and at the beginning of round 2, the other creatures turns. So these ones finally manage to get outside of that doorway and begin to encircle Vincent. This one begins to flank.
Is it the top of a new round? Could I give Paka an order? That's it?
Absolutely. The order previously was to get what was it, Killian?
Try to get to where Seelan
It was.
was safely.
He's got a lot of monsters to go through now, though.
He doesn't take.
Let me
attack
see if
of
he can. He
opportunity.
doesn't take attack of opportunity in his movement, so he will safely.
Can I ask him to do something while he's doing that?
He would have to dash to do so. But what is your alternative? Because this is basically like a party can decide kind of thing.
Yeah. While he's running towards us, I have oil flasks in his bag. Could he leave a trail of oil behind him?
Ooh, as an item interaction for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a little janky, but do. He cannot get past that one. So he rushes in and around the side, leaving a trail of oil in the location that he had just run from, which was here.
I will minus oil flask from bag.
As he is rushing in, I think he actually, for now, would go in here
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
reach here instead. Maybe up top instead. There you go. He rushes in, and he can still kind of see Jojo and Killian as he's holding on to the empty flask, and it's like,
Brave. Big face. Put a big face on your face.
as he just continues staring onwards, and the creatures siphon in. So, which ones have yet to you run in? You run in. So much difficult terrain. You run in. These creatures are just clamoring over each other at this point. They look on towards you. The vast majority of the ones that cannot currently reach you, you see their bodies begin to glow faintly as they lean back. Their chest begins to open. You actually see their ribcage very thin down the center, and these two kind of just sacks of skin pop up on the other side, faintly glowing at the mouth. They let out this just burst forward. as that is 5 of them. Launch out these blasts towards Jojo
Uh-oh.
and Killian. I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Killian,
man.
you manage to dodge out of the way as these just blasts of magic energy fly in towards you. Jojo, you take, that is 17 points of force damage, and Killian, you take 8. And that is the end of the creature's turns. Matilda, you are up. Killian, you are on deck.
Okay, I am going to try again to get the one here off of Vincent. Beep, 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 beep.
Oh,
Last
I'm sorry. 2 of these would have attacked Vincent as well.
Oh shit.
I just want to finish up that one, and then we can move back into your turn. Vincent, 2 of these managed to hit. Both of them taking advantage of this just loud ringing noise, turn their attention towards you, jump and chomp down with 2 17s. You take 14 points of damage.
Can you give Vincent the bloody condition? I don't have access to it anymore. It doesn't work.
Boop.
Thank you. Vincent's just like, as those bites come in, he just like bares his teeth a little bit. He looks very messed up. Those bites dug in pretty hard. I picture them biting, and it didn't do much damage on the surface, but that like blast inside ruptured him, and he coughs up a bit of blood.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Vincent's bloodied torso. Matilda, you are now up. Or bloodied legs, I suppose.
Hold on. Jack. Get off of him!
Ooh. Crackling energy, you tear through forward this time. Which one did you target? The left one? As the energy hits them, as the energy hits this creature, this crackling white-black energy, it, top of the head, hits, just passes through. The entire section is gone, but you also see this constant blistering around the skin that begins to bubble up over the head, and the body hits the ground, slowly begins to fleck away into ash.
Oh, I don't even have to roll damage?
Nope.
Oh. Well, let's just see what it would have been anyway. 9 damage.
Just blasted them.
Alright. And then I come out of the...
You're gonna have to go through Vincent. That's the only way out,
Boop.
and it'll be a slightly difficult terrain.
Boop. Go here. I'll have to get an opportunity attack on that one. That's fine. I'll take it.
That hits, chomps down on you for 8 points of damage.
Oh, shucks. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to use my ability. Oh, no. Stop it. Okay, and then I'm going to... Boop, boop, boop. No. What is it? Bonus action. Okay. And then I'm going to heal Vincent again. Three.
Healing light
Oops.
passes through you,
I
Vincent.
took that as damage, so let's get that back.
You suffer 3 points of healing. Is that the end of your turn, Matilda?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. At the end of Matilda's turn, Killian, as you look onwards towards this horde that is rushing towards you, we will take a short break. We will be right back. Looking into the heavy armor rules and sleeping in armor, you regain 1 quarter spent hit dice, and you cannot recover from a level of exhaustion if you have it. Killian, since we're beginning with your turn, do you feel like you would have your armor on right now? It's totally cool to be a yes or no.
Yeah.
Word.
I don't think Killian actually felt safe enough to like undo her armor this night.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. And you guys are basically immune to surprise right now because you are fully aware of a threat.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is now your turn after Matilda had just ended hers.
Okay.
You are up.
How small are these things?
Somewhat. They're like probably a little over 2 feet.
It's like a cat.
Small dogs. Small
Okay.
dog's large cat.
While I'm atop Bladebeak, which is a medium creature, would I still have disadvantage with ranged attacks made against these little guys? On
I
the
believe
ground?
when mounted, you actually have advantage. So it would be a straight roll. While mounted, you have
No.
advantage on
That's
creatures
only,
that
I think,
are...
if I have a feat.
Yeah, that's only
Oh, is
the
it?
feet,
Yeah.
Okay.
mounted feet.
I will double check that, but for now, go ahead and you will not have... so you're asking if you have disadvantage while attacking ranged in melee? While mounted. Yes?
Correct. Against these
You
things,
would
just
still
like-
have it. You are considered
okay.
you are considered still the same size.
Okay. Let me just get out my ruler. Oh, so close. Okay. So Killian is going to hold her action to shoot the little guy next to Vincent. And that held action is essentially going to pop if I get within 40 feet, which is the like non-disadvantaged range.
Okay.
Bonus action, command Bladebeak to attack this guy behind me, so that we can kind of go further towards our allies, which will put me in that range potentially. So, force empowered Rand. Whoops, against that one. Whoops, undo that one. Yeah. Ooh, nice.
That is. As Bladebeak's head just spins around, that energy tears through the creature, destroyed. Just
Nice.
cut in half.
All right.
You see the body just slump down to the ground, the organs spill out, and then begin to fleck away.
All right. How do I... There we go. So as we move past, I'm within range, so I'll take my shot. My held action goes off.
You were actually only
From-
30 feet away before, or 35 feet, because you were counting difficult terrain, which doesn't get counted when you.
Totally
okay.
cool, though. We can still use the same scenario, except in this instance, you don't need to burn your reaction.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
And you do have... You would be shooting around Matilda at current.
Okay.
No, it needs to have at least half in between the lines, so you're totally good. It does not have the additional AC. You aim with the rifle, which actually bringing back is not a hunting rifle because that's a modern weapon. We talked about this off stream, but it's just a musket. As you
Yeah.
aim, you just let fly. The musket tears out, and the musket balls slam into the creature, just peppering its body as it slams into the ground and begins to fleck away.
Excellent. Killian's gonna keep moving to get, I guess, next to Matilda for now. And that's the end.
Beauty. Vincent, you're up. And Jojo's on deck.
Hmm. This is gonna move up to here. Hmm. I guess this as an action, he was gonna throw a dagger at this guy. Hold on, for some reason my daggers went out of my inventory. Why did it do that?
Do what?
It rolled with advantage and I didn't click on anything.
Your first roll was an 8. So 8 plus you hit. So you flip the dagger around, throw it, slams into the top of the head of the creature as it's just leaning in to bite at Jojo's back, drops to the ground, slumps over, gone.
Okay. And then as his bonus action. Oof. I think he'll look towards Jojo and he'll say, You got this, girl. And cast Bardic Inspiration on her.
Thank you.
And end his turn. He'll stow his rapier. He's not holding any weapons right now.
You stow your blade. And Vincent, you are up. The enemies are on deck. Or Jojo, sorry, if I said Vincent just now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jojo is going to she's gonna take this torch. If I take this torch out of the wall and then drop it here, is Pocket's basically just stuck in this room, huh?
It doesn't
There would
last
be a
very
line
long.
of flame there.
Yeah, the flame doesn't last super long.
I think Pocket can stay there until this fight's over. Yeah, she's gonna grab this torch and then drop it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to close that. Drop it right in the oil slick.
As you grab it, lean forward, throw it down, it immediately tears all the way through to the other side and ignites upwards. I'll give these creatures, there is actually no point in making any saves for these creatures. As they are surrounded by this flame momentarily, it immediately spreads up their body, and you just hear this just heinous sound of pain and fear as they all just go up. You see the other ones just dive off to the side, staring towards all this, and then they pay attention once more towards you. This entire area is just aflame. For the next minute, that will be fire.
It's 2 rounds if it's on the floor.
Oh, does it say that?
It's
thought
a
it said
minute
1
if
minute.
it's on a creature.
And then I'm
Okay,
going to.
beautiful.
Nah, I want to attack recklessly. Just do a normal attack. There's a pop out, but I don't want to do the thing. I can just exit if I don't want to use Bardic Inspiration, right?
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
need to use it. Yeah.
It is 22 to hit.
22 hits. Go to, don't even need to roll damage.
Oh, cool.
You cleave this thing in twain. with
As
your
it dies, it hears
longsword.
the sound of a distant ringing bell, which is what the sword says it does.
Dope. I love it.
And it's got the look in its eyes of a person who just heard a distant bell. It's like, and it falls over. To the bell?
I'm trying to figure out if I should go backwards or forwards. This line of fire is still active fire.
Yes. For until the end of your not next turn, but next turn.
Okay, yeah, come get me. And she's gonna go back here. So the globs of bubbles are now. Should I go right up to you guys so Vincent can get the extra AC too?
10-foot radius, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do one more back.
So now these bubbles just form this just constant mass of chroma.
Conclave. That's my turn.
References. At the end of your turn, you have whittled down this group of enemies substantially. This one runs forward 30 feet, heeding your advice. This one runs forward 30 feet, heeding your advice. I think they would actually, at this instance... Okay. How do I want to do this? Nah, you hear some chittering from the back, and this massive swarm of them that's just hovering over top of each other, that are remaining in these just large groups, like this one here, begins to let out this sound out loud. And as you hear it, these ones that are rushing forward towards you stop and just slowly begin to back up.
Ooh.
Does it seem like the bigger swarms are doing this, or who's doing that?
The larger swarms seem to be making this chittering noise.
Okay.
Meanwhile, aha! One of these swarms rushes out from the room as it just slams through the door, bursts open. They rush around and begin to look in towards you. Jojo, they actually dive onto your space.
Okay.
I'll put them here. And as they just begin to tear into you with these constant bites, I need you. You take 5 points of piercing damage and 7 points of force damage. As they dive onto your space, they just begin to chomp. Go ahead, Killian.
There's no attack roll?
In this instance, no.
Okay.
Sorry, what was the damage again?
It is 5 points of piercing damage and actually 7 points of force damage.
Jeez. So as soon as they enter your space, they just do damage.
Virtually unavoidable. As the swarm mashes onto you, they just begin to tear across your body. The way I handle creatures like this with swarm mechanics, you can choose to attack the creature, obviously. However, if you attack with disadvantage and you miss, you do not hit Jojo. If you choose not to attack with disadvantage and you miss, you do hit Jojo.
Gotcha.
So the force damage will not be halved for you, and the other one was 2. So a grand total of 9 points of damage. And then the other creatures begin to move in carefully and cautiously. Can you make it? No.
Not yet, bloody.
This one can make it. And they just kind of prepare. And at the beginning of the round, the other creatures begin to rush in.
I thought they
They
weren't.
can't make it.
They stayed back.
The ones at the
rush
back.
in.
The ones at the back are actually a different monster group entirely. And let me just double check that I'm not missing any friend. This one remains where it is. Matilda, you were up. Killian, you were on deck.
Let's get this started. I will attack with disadvantage.
You'd already have disadvantage against Jojo, yeah.
I know, but even so, I would want to do it anyway, so I didn't hit her. So, since I saw that fire bad, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna fire bolt. That one. So, bolt. Oh my god. It's really crazy when you hit alt and all this stuff highlights. And I'm just like, oh, too much stuff to hit. All right, firebolt.
Only we had like a thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah, that line.
Oh, hold on, whoops. Okay, attack, disadvantage. Come on, Matilli. Oh no, was 11 hit?
11 does not hit.
Darn it. Okay,
You just
and then
and it flies. You see the creatures kind of swarm around to Jojo's back, and it flies off to the side.
okay, and then I will use healing light on Vincent again. Boop. Do. Vincent, you look like shit. Let me heal you.
He's
Not
wiped the
like
blood
you.
away
Nice.
on his mouth. That's
Ooh,
it.
5, very nice.
Mhm.
A small feather like floats onto his shoulder and he brushes it off.
Yep. And that is my turn.
Killian, you were up. Vincent, you were on deck.
All right. So Killian is going to step forward. She is going to cast Heroism on Jojo.
Nice. How much temp is that? 3?
3 temp, yeah. It's not doing the thing. Oh. No, it's not casting for some reason. Hold on.
You can also, here, let me get rid of this creature for now. You can also drag it from your character sheet onto Jojo. And that kind of fast tracks the casting.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, cast spell. Boom. Heroism damage roll? Sure.
It needs to roll a dice to apply an effect.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha,
the way
gotcha.
Foundry works.
Oh,
Okay.
so heroic.
And then I'll have Bladebeak force empowered rend with disadvantage. Whoops. Did that? Oh, that was with advantage.
That gave advantage, but we can
One of
just
them was a roll.
Take the lower. An 8 + 2 + 2. You slam through the creature. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. Okay.
10. Creature is heinously bloody.
Looks like the damage roll for Bladebeak is just fixed. I don't think it's actually rolling it.
Yeah, that's what I kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
just
2 + 8.
realized. Why is that doing that?
It's been, yeah.
I was like, oh, I rolled 10 like every time, even on a crit, which doesn't make sense.
You probably actually need Blade Beak here to do that as well, don't you? Force Empowered Rend is +4 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1d8 +2. So let me go ahead and attempt this again, just to make sure that this works. I brought
Right
Blade
now
Beak for you.
In the Steel Defenders like character sheet, it just says damage 10 force, so it's not actually doing a roll thing.
Oh, there's something weird coming in from D&D Beyond then, or
Maybe
We'll figure that out.
I could just roll a d8 from now on and just add 2 every time.
That sounds good to me. So we'll just take the 10 in this case. As you just tear through it. You actually see, as that force damage, it is force damage, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Should be. As the force tears through it, you see that blistering and that bubbling around the creature's body, and it begins to just... it immediately backs off of Jojo and moves away from you as best it can.
Right. That is Killian's turn.
Vincent, you were up. Jojo, you're on deck.
okay. At the beginning of the round, could I keep forgetting? Can Paka act?
Yes. At current, he was just hiding. We can throw him in again. He is surrounded by the flame in this case.
Okay. I was just curious. We'll leave him there for now, but I was just wondering. So Vincent is going to take out his short bow and equip it, and he's going to take fire at. I'll do this one. Why are these guys all bloodied?
I have just marked them for a different reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll take aim at this guy because he's no longer in JoJo's space. Or is he still in JoJo's space?
No, he has moved out now.
Pushed him off.
This like swarm of creatures, most of which are just corpses. There's only a few remaining.
Actually, I would have like a lot of disadvantage or like cover because
They have +3. They have +5 to their AC at current.
Yeah, I'll just. I need this guy to roll a wisdom saving.
I rolled, and so the one that I just rolled for your thing was a success, but I rolled previously and it failed. So as you siphon this magic power, the creature pops.
Nice. She's gone. And then as a bonus action, how does JoJo look okay, or is she?
She is not bloodied.
Okay. I think Vincent's just gonna back up or move over here a little bit, just get a better advantage. And then my turn.
Alrighty, Jojo, you were up.
Jojo is going to aggressively swing at this one in front of her. She's gonna do reckless, methinks. And I will use that bardic inspiration.
You're inspired out the ass, and you are heroically raging. So many stats.
Oh, bardic inspiration was not very. Did it say?
13 hits.
Yes, good. Versatile. Normal. But I did advantage on that attack.
Bring the blade up, swing it down, and the creature, as it looking back, you hear it begin to attempt to chitter back towards those behind it, and you just leave both of them directly in two, and they hit the ground, begin to dissipate.
And then I don't know if she wants to move at all, because she wants to keep people in her bubble of safety. I think that will be her turn. Yeah.
Alrighty. At the end of your turn, this little creature right here moves forward. Roll the dice. Okay, moves forward and just sacrificially jumps on top of you. And actually, Killian, you're heavily armored, right?
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
I need Jojo and Killian to make a dexterity saving throw. It jumps and attempts to grapple onto you, Jojo, and you see its body begin to just inflate with that magic energy.
Oh, no, don't like that. Nope.
I have like a thing. It's like prompting like do you want to add a d6 to this of object?
What?
Object, d6. I don't know what that is.
Maybe there's some residual stuff.
I gotta look this up. 5e object rules.
It's a 19 and 20 dex save.
Jojo, you
Whoa.
avoid as this blast encircles around you. Those bubbles kind of move into place in order to avoid the vast majority of the damage. But Killian, you are struck off to the side as this just wave of magical force, the just viscera of this creature just slowly being pulled apart and pops into a blood balloon and magic energy. Killian, you take 11 points of force damage. Jojo, you take 5.
Does Bladebeak also need to take that damage?
Bladebeak also needs to roll a dex save, yes.
Okay.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Just picture the popcorn song boop, 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 playing when your bubbles start popping to protect you.
I don't know that one, but the one that came to mind was do 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 do.
Yeah,
Which,
but it's
that is
it
it?
sounds yeah. Boop, 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 boop.
This
Yeah,
is
we both both get blasted.
so the Bladebeak takes the full 11 as well.
Okay.
And then the swarms begin to move back.
Is the creature in front of Jojo gone now?
You can't.
Because it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
murdered
basically
It exploded.
suicide bomb.
Oh, it exploded. Yeah, the other one I murdered.
And the swarms move back, kind of looking on towards everything, and you hear just
This
as
one would
the
take fire
creatures begin to
damage.
move
It
in.
moved into the square.
shit. You're right.
Oh, I'm actually bloody now. I'm just bloody.
I'm.
points of
That
fire
was my
damage.
fuck. I can't move there. That was my fuck up. The creature would not have moved into open flame. So I'm just gonna cycle it
Okay.
back. These ones seem more intelligent than the rest, as you guys can dictate. This one moves
Infer,
forward.
yeah.
This one moves forward. Can't move that far. How far are you guys away? Okay, 30. This one can move 5 more feet. This one will move there.
Could you give me bloody when you have time?
Yes, ma'am. You just want all the status effects. Save
I
some for
do.
everyone else. These two rush forward, and you see them let out that blast of force energy once more. One towards, let me see, what's the total range? Jojo and Killian, dex save, please. Oh, Matilda, also make a dex save, please.
Oh no!
And I'm assuming Axebeak too.
Axbeak as well, yes.
Ah, the double 3s on the advantage.
Bladebeak. rather.
Bullshit. Oh, another 3.
Oof. These rolls.
Matilda's rolls, man. Damn.
Killian,
All
you
these
actually succeed this. So this one's not much. You guys take 3 points of force damage. Killian take 1. And Matilda, you take 3. Oh, I'm sorry. This other one actually attacked Killian. Let me roll this again. Killian, you take. Ooh, that's 7 points of force damage. Rather, you and Bladebeak
7 instead of 1, or as well as 1?
instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
Your
And
con
then that
save
ends the
would still
creature's
save
turns.
with that.
Yeah, it's still.
Is it now
still-
the beginning of the round again?
It is round 4, so Paka can take an action. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. I'm just
When's
wondering because
the
of
go?
heroism, because I get temporary HP every turn.
Yes, this is the beginning. Well, that would be at the beginning of your turn.
Is it my turn? Okay.
Not yet. It's currently Matilda's turn.
No, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Perfect. And Matilda,
Cool.
you are up.
I have a question for
Killian's
the
on
bloodied. Oh, for the bloodied condition. I was wondering, do you need to be like lower than your half threshold, or
At
just
half
above?
or lower.
Half or lower. Okay. Alrighty,
Alrighty.
so I'm going to take a couple steps back, and I'm still gonna try and attack the ones that are hurting Jojo. Oop, oop, attack them.
There isn't anyone in front of Jojo anymore. Is there one on your screen?
Yes.
There isn't one there.
Okay. Well, then never mind then.
I need to refresh Foundry.
For now, we can
I-
just finish the turn and then we'll refresh it.
That's okay. No. I'm gonna attack the big one that's up there. One. And... Okay, Matilda.
With this attack roll, the creature will have a lot more AC.
Okay.
Before I click this button to confirm, did you want to make this Eldritch Blast, or did you want to use something that would be more of a saving throw? Because attack rolls through this many creatures, it has +5 to its AC.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes.
Okay, well then I'll Mind Silver it then.
Okay.
He ignores
Negative.
three-quarter cover with your wand, though. Her spells do.
That's true. You can totally use that Eldritch Blast if you want. It would have hit.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
this is all mine.
You ignore that AC because
Okay.
your wand says that you gain the benefit. of-
Okay, can I use the Eldritch Blast then?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
just blast through. The wand kind of dodges it and weaves it through these creatures, and it slams its target. Go ahead and roll damage.
Bam.
Do I add
This-
no, I
11.
don't add anything to it, no. Not
That
hex.
already adds your agonizing blast to it.
Yeah.
11
Yeah,
points of
okay.
damage. Yeah, that flies
Yeah.
in, slams into the creature, and 11 points of damage. As it begins to back up, you see the blisters pour over its body, and it's heavily wounded.
And then seeing that my comrade is bloodied, I am going to heal. No, it's not much, but here you go.
Who,
And then
who are you healing?
Jojo.
Okay, thank you.
And then end my turn, and my turn is done.
Alrighty. Killian, you were up. Vincent, you were on deck.
Do we need to let you know when we're bloodied, or do you know if we're bloodied?
We don't necessarily track HP like through in Foundry, so I just say I'm bloodied for sure.
Oh, okay. Both Killian and Bladebeak are bloodied.
Alrighty.
So Killian is going to just use an action to shoot. Let's see, what's the range? Okay, so she's in range to hit one of the big ones. This one is specifically. She'll take a shot.
Yeah, that's only 35 feet.
Boom.
Ooh, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Huge. 7 damage.
Turns out this creature is weak to being shot in the face. As you just
Weak to bullets.
let fly the bullets of war, it slams into the creature's head as it just is reeling back from this magic. You see it actually put on a show of being just in horrific pain from the magic that's been poured over towards it. And then as it pays attention to the battle again, it just gets shot by a gun and immediately perishes.
Yeah.
Killian makes like a just kind of like battle snarl, which you guys have never seen her do before. And then she just kind of like pats Bladebeak 3 times, and Bladebeak's neck goes shonk. And that vibrating sound that it makes when it makes a melee attack instead just kind of shudders the entire chassis. And any dents and scrapes on the outside just kind of get buffed out by force energy
Hell yeah.
as it repairs itself.
Nice.
Also, just the fact that you on top are like,
Little massage chair.
I think Vincent standing behind you seeing this is just kind of like super confused what's going on. He's not uninterested.
It rolls 6 HP.
Nice.
Most excellent.
We do have medium healing, so the lowest you could have healed for that would be
9.
9. So you automatically default to 9.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do
For all
medium
healing?
healing. Yeah, all healing in the game. So when you drink a potion, anytime you get healed, it's medium.
Nothing sucks more than healing one
don't-
hit point.
Actually, that brings up a good question. Does the healing light default to 3 then?
It
or is
has
that one
been. It has
specific?
been more than 3 every time.
No, Vincent got healed for 1 once.
Take 2 more hit points.
Oh, I did not. I was not aware of that. Bleak is no longer bloodied. Killian still is, but that's fine.
Vincent is no longer
I'll
bloody.
take that out. Vincent is no longer bloodied. And is that the end of your turn, Killian?
Yeah.
Vincent, you are up. Jojo, you are on deck.
Cool. Roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
So, you are targeting one of these small guys here.
Yeah,
This
that's
one
fair.
here? Explodes. The
Oh,
force
wow.
energy just tears through its head as it.
It's psychic energy.
Oh, I said force. Yeah, my bad.
Vincent, seeing that the battlefield's getting a bit less crowded in here, he'll take a step. Yeah, he'll move back one. It's not much to do. And he'll end his turn.
Jojo, you are up.
Jojo is going to actually enter rage as a bonus action. And take some steps forward. She's going to go and she's going to sort of sheath her sword and bring both of her swords, her hands forward and wave them in a pattern. And she's going to go Ero dos Caos. And like this, the chaos is going to conglomerate in her hands, and she's going to it's going to like surround her fist, and she's going to take a punch forward over top of this line of flames, and this chaos bolt is going to head right towards this guy.
Yay!
Ooh, I like these.
Cast spell. Spell is cast. Okay. I roll attack now. Yes. House spells.
House spell.
House spells. So that is a 12 plus my con modifier. So that is a 16 to hit.
16 to hit. Dang it. That hits.
Haha.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh,
It was
I
a
guess you're proficient with it too, so it's actually 18 to hit.
It's 18 to hit, yeah. Let's see that in
yes.
the chat.
Sorry, that was to attack. Oh, and then the damage roll determines what type of damage it is. Cool. Also, hang on. There's some weird thing going on with Aberrant Ash Bond. When you cast the first level spell through your mark, you can expend one of your hit die and roll it. Okay, so I will do that as well.
Ooh.
I will roll this. Oh shit.
Oh, that's
no.
a
Hang on
number
a
that
second.
you want, I think.
Okay, so 12. 12 means, what does 12 mean? If you roll an even number, you gain a number of temporary hit points equal to that number rolled. So I gain 12 temporary hit points.
Goodness.
Okay.
That feels like one of those
Hurl.
tide turning scenarios.
Sorry.
Yeah, the I don't think it's actually 12. If you look at the dice, there's 2 dice and then there's a 1 and they all add up to 12. So like I don't.
No,
No,
the
it
12.
was a 1d12.
They just rolled a d12 and it was
Yeah,
12.
I
on
rolled a
d12.
d12. The other dice were a 4 and a 7, which were the Chaos Bolt stuff. Sorry, I've never cast this spell before. Choose
Okay.
one of the d8s, and the number rolled on that is the damage type. So I have to choose between a 4 and a 7, which
Force
are
and psychic.
fire. Oh, let's do force. It seems like force is a weird thing for them.
Force? Alrighty. You just charge up this fist, this just Hadouken straight forward as it blasts in, slams into the creature. So as it just reels from the blast of just magical force, you see the blistering begin to pour across its entire body. It stands, all of these creatures stand in this amalgamate, and you see the hands like interlace themselves as though attempting to grab onto your blast, and it just slams into them, overpowering them instantly, blasting them back. You gain 12 temporary hit points as the energy just begins to pour over you, as this arcane shield begins to fill you, and the creature is just slammed by a vicious hit. That was 12 damage.
12
and
damage.
Falls completely deceased. 1 hit.
Whoa! Hell yeah.
Just-
Magic.
Flings back, slams it to the ground. He's gone. The rest of the
Okay.
creatures look onwards towards you. just looking around aimlessly, begin to fucking dive into the flames.
Oh!
Just jump into the fire. As soon as they hit the flames, overtake, and their bodies just begin to flitter away, and this combat is ended.
Damn.
We'll say it's. I'm pretty sure the flames are supposed to be out this round, but it's fine.
The end of JoJo's turn here. So, I'd say
this
totally
temporary hit points sometimes last until the end of a spell. Sometimes they last until you take a long rest. Is
if it
this
doesn't
one a
give
long
you
rest
a
one?
if it doesn't give you a duration, it's until you take a long rest, or you
Awesome.
get a number higher than the temp hit points you currently have. Then it's refreshed.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Paka's like,
Hi.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I started that. Sorry.
Did you?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
and he reaches up and grabs your hand and shakes it.
Well, we're not 100% sure, Matilda, but maybe we should regroup and see what's going on.
I think I heard it start in the kitchen. Maybe we should check out that. Is that fish still moving? I'm just curious if that's connected at all.
The fish is still circling.
Jojo, as you say, you think you heard it start in the kitchen. I mean, I guess Killian was there as well, but Killian is still like in combat mode and is just like hitting Bladebeak to rush towards the kitchen.
As the daytime comes, the faintest bit of music that has no viable source begins to pour out around you. The constant murmuring of people begins to erupt around, and as the creatures flitter away in the last bits of the battle that hits inset before you, you see the people slowly make their return. The ash moves away from those monsters and just begins to fill in, as though printing the bodies of the humans that were here previously.
Don't touch anything, please, guys. This might happen again.
Man, that's wild.
So what is everyone doing at current? Killian, you move into the kitchen. Are you still astride Bladebeak?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Looking around, I'll just hide Bladebeak for now.
Sounds good, yeah.
And then as you look around, you go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Yeah.
You enter into the kitchen. You see that there are people kind of currently making food, still frozen in time. Food inset on the side, beautiful succulent pieces. Looks as though they have not been touched by rot at all. Brand new fresh produce. You see a large stove with food kind of sizzling, the smoke itself frozen in air. With your 10 investigation, you can choose to do a general investigation and look around the entire room, or you can interact with any individual element. Everything on the map is what is there.
I take a look at the knives.
Freshly sharpened. As you move forward and you enter into that space, your foot kicks something small. Glancing down as you see it kind of move around, nothing happens. The creatures do not reactivate. But you see a little marble. A single marble loosely in the kitchen itself. That seemed to have been pretty much rested up against the other human commoner and had just kind of rolled away into a small groove in the stone floor.
I briefly dismount Bladebeak to pick it up and take a look at it.
Seems like a completely ordinary marble. You've grabbed it, you've accidentally kicked it, nothing seems to stir. As you look at the knives as well, sharp, and looks like they're very old make. You can tell that they definitely are, without doubt, part of the inn. Everything around here has like a several hundred years old kind of air to it.
I think that marble might have been what I heard right before everything went to shit. I heard it sounded like something bouncing on the ground and then rolling.
Killian just kind of throws it down towards Jojo, just towards the floor.
Makes the exact noise you heard previously, Jojo.
Yeah, that was it. Jojo's gonna do magic awareness.
Roll perception. Just because magic awareness requires you to see the thingy.
Yeah. Oh, 6.
Glancing around, magic awareness. Let me give you a 60-foot base here. Where are you, Jojo? Why can't I? There you are. Oh, pretty much the inn, huh?
Yeah, 60
Just
feet
kind
is
of-
a bit.
Just kind of awesome, really. As you're glancing around, you once again spot that visage of the invisible person at the table, sitting there. Aside from that, you don't really see anything. The marble itself,
marble?
not magical. As
Okay.
with your perception check of 6, you see the room in the same fashion that Killian had seen it. There are some things that I give it a base 10. And if you spend a lot of time doing something, typically your passive can act as a floor as well. But in this instance, you see like fresh food. You see barrels of ale that are inset on the side. You
I mean, yeah, I have,
don't
to, I
notice
have
anything out
12
of the ordinary.
seconds. I have 12
Yeah.
seconds of magic awareness, so yeah.
You do not notice anything else.
She'll pick up the marble and hold on to it.
Alrighty.
Well, is that from here, Jojo?
She'll hold it up and try and catch a piece of. There's ash, right? But there's not nearly as much.
Falls right through. There is no ash here other than the random ash that's kind of now almost like a particulate from these creatures reforming. But you can definitely like wave it through. Nothing. Ash passes right through. This is
And
not
the
from the dungeon.
Yeah, this
Marble is mundane.
Do you think it was Sealan's or someone else who left it here? I didn't think that we would be able to see stuff that other people had left behind.
I don't. Well, from what
Can
I
I-
know and heard rumors, each entering of the dungeon forms a new instance of it. So
That's what I
Stories
thought.
of
I'll just clarify one thing. When this is basically common knowledge, as far as people are aware, scholars have dictated, and Jojo, your mother would have concretely told you about this. There's basically 100 different pathways within the dungeon, all identical. Actually, there's myriad, thousands. But there's a 1 in 100 chance of you entering into the same pathway as somebody else. So, like, especially the lower floors, people have explored all 100 paths.
There's a
and
lot
then the
of
higher you
servers.
go up in the dungeon, exactly. You guys are in the U.S. West right now, but you need like UK East might not have had a marble kind of thing, you know.
Okay.
These,
So did you say as the dungeon, as you get higher, there's less servers?
no, just fewer and fewer people have taken the time to explore
okay.
all of them. Like you might find a camp in one area, but returning to the dungeon, you never see that camp again, kind of thing.
there is a possibility though that someone could be on the floor with us. Very minute, but still possible.
Oh, you think that we might not be alone here?
I'm wondering has there ever been stories of adventurers killing each other inside of the dungeon before?
Yeah, of course.
All
Right.
the time.
I'm sure competition is quite fierce, considering the prize.
Hmm.
This is why Matilda, family looks out for each other.
You
I-
said that you set it off because you touched Sealan, right?
I didn't quite touch him. I was going to do a proper examination of the body to do some determinations, and I was going to cut open their shirt. And right before I was about to cut the shirt open, we heard a loud yell from the kitchen. I'm assuming.
So it's possible that you were about to figure something out and someone set off the monsters to stop you from checking Sealan out.
Well, I do want to check him out, but I don't want to set the monsters off again.
No, that would suck.
Vincent's gonna move down here and look back in the room with Selim.
He's gone.
Yes.
Well,
He's gone,
The
guys.
blood remains. The body of Sealan McGurmick is gone.
I did get a look at him before I decided to cut off his clothes. Did I glean anything?
No, for all intents and purposes, 100%. Especially with your check previously, there is nothing out of the ordinary that you saw. Except
Like,
you did notice that there was about 7 stab wounds, all of which fatal based on the entry points. Like basically
Did it
like
look-
7 times stabbing at the heart.
Did it? Okay, but it looked like a weapon, not an animal or like claws.
No, it was
or...
absolutely 100% a dagger, as far as
Did
you could tell.
he have both the rope tricks?
He had 2 trick ropes. He gave one of them to you
No,
guys, saying that you
he
should
gave one
not
to
hold on to
Paka.
both.
Yeah, Parker
Okay,
has one
cool.
of them.
When I examined him, did he have anything that looked like he fought off his attacker? Because I would have been able to see that on his hands and face.
Yeah, with your roll before, sorry that I did seem to glance over that a little bit.
That's okay. Something happened.
You can ask questions here at this point, and I will answer them truthfully because
Yes.
you rolled like a 26. It does not seem like there was any struggle. He was taken by surprise.
Okay. All right. So from my findings, and I like show the paper of like the body of the front and the body of the back. I wasn't able to look at the back, but there were 7 entry wounds here. It looked like a dagger. There were no defensive wounds on him at all, so it looked like it was by surprise. And this wasn't done magically either. It didn't look like it. It looked like someone. Also, usually when there's more than one stab wound, I think he pissed somebody off. Because usually when you want to do a quick kill like an assassin, it's just like boop, and then you're done and you leave. But this is 7 stab wounds right in the heart. What the fuck did they do?
Paige, can Vincent investigate the room? Look, because there's no windows in or out of here.
There's not.
Is there a blood trail? Because the body still wasn't dry.
The blood is just a pool. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Yeah, if he picked him up, the blood would have been dripping from the body. Is there any, little trail? Investigation?
Please and thank you.
We should stick together though. No one go off on their own.
5.
5. From a base degree, you can see that the blood has pooled kind of on the bed, dripped ever so slightly onto the ground itself. You do not see blood traveling. The blood itself was still when you came in previously and examined Sealan, so it looks as though all the blood that would have drained had already drained. But you don't see spatters or trails leading in any which way.
I don't know how they got in and out. Paka, did you see anyone cross this doorway when you were standing there? Here?
No,
Here?
the door stayed closed.
The door wasn't closed, it was open.
It was closed throughout the night. Oh, did you mean recently? Like when he was over stuck in the room?
Yeah, like we opened the door, we were fighting. The door never closed.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
When Vincent came
no,
down,
no,
it was
no.
still open.
I thought you were talking about during the night.
No.
No, right now, after the battle.
I know. Yeah, I'm confirming that I know what you're saying.
Oh, okay. So he's... Matilda, Jojo, you're better at this than I am. The offender took him out through his room, and there's no window. Can you see if there's any loose floorboards or...
Now, the problem with places like this is that there's magic, and magic, unfortunately, really fucks up with science. So,
Well,
physics-wise, they might not have been able to get through here, but if they had and they might, I don't know if they had anything else. Like, if you theoretically shoved a body inside of a bag of holding, technically it would not leave a trail.
yes, but they still need to get in and out, and from what I know, passing through solid objects is no easy task.
I could look around with my magic awareness again.
If you want, it would. I don't know if it would pick up any residual spells that would cast, but
No, and
maybe
only
also checking to see if there's a trapdoor or something in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna start like flipping up the carpet, moving furniture around, checking the window.
Don't touch anything that's not bought down.
Oh, okay. Hold on, never mind.
You can roll a general investigation check with disadvantage, however. Everyone is helping, so that's just a straight roll, rather, instead. Jojo, you cast magic awareness again?
I think I'm gonna hold on to it for a bit.
Okay. Or you utilize magic awareness, rather? Go ahead.
Sorry, people are investigating?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
Just to see if, like, he would have had to escape either via magic means or gone through something like maybe a hidden door on the wall. He wouldn't have been able to move any of the furniture or anything, but he would have been able to, like, maybe there's a latch or a loose floorboard.
Look up.
Does Sealan smell strongly of lavender?
Jojo, roll perception. And Killian, roll... Ooh, this is very interesting. Roll perception with disadvantage, unless you have something that would grant you advantage on perception checks.
With smell?
Yes, specifically for scent. 4. You're trying to remember back on Sealan in the past, like when you met him recently, at the entrance to the dungeon all the way through until now, but you genuinely can't recall. And Jojo, as you examine the area, you look up towards the roof, and you spot the just faintest little flicker, or not flicker rather, but the faintest little smear of red in the top
Up
left
there.
corner of the house, or the room.
There.
So, can you ping it, Adrian? I don't know what you mean
Right
by-
here.
Okay.
You all look over and you can see the solid wood panel walls lead up to the wood roof, and there's just the tiniest little bit of red in the top left corner.
If we like knock on everything to check if it's like hollow, and also there's also the possibility that there's teleportation through magical means, so you could probably carry a body with you and dimension door out of the space and it not touch anything as well. So there, it might not.
It's odd that they would need to go up to this area, though. You could
No, it's
dimen-
true.
DM, do dead people count as object or creatures?
Objects.
Okay.
So as you look into the corner, you see that little drip of red and a tiny little hole. A little hole born into the wood itself of the roof that seems no larger than something a small bug could fit through.
Can you see outside with it, though?
No, it is leading into the roof.
Okay. Well, if this is a high-level cast, escaping with the body, it's possible. Or a low-level one with the bag of holding that Misty stepped away. That means he's still upstairs.
Can Killian have Bladebeak like lift its head to like full height so I can like scramble up there and like maybe put my finger through the hole?
Mechanically, just using like the height of the creature plus the height of you, absolutely. But I don't want to set a precedent that this creature can extend for additional.
No,
height.
for sure. It's not like an infinite, giraffe neck type of thing.
You can ride the head
Oh,
around
I
and
changed my
fly.
mind. I want infinite giraffe neck. How far away are they? 600 feet? Blade beat extends. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay,
I hate
excellent.
that.
You bring your finger up. You kind of root around on the inside. You can feel the blood. Like it's as you pull back, you can see a little bit of blood kind of just trickling down your finger. And as you kind of disturb it, more drips begin to fall down.
If we busted a hole in the ceiling, do you think that would constitute them waking up?
I mean, we've been touching the ceiling and no one's been waking up. And I wanted to gong this thing while everything's not a creature anyway.
Should we go check outside? Maybe their bodies on the roof?
No, this leads up into the attic, right, Adrian?
Oh,
As far as you can tell, this leads up to like some kind of hollow space at the top of the inn. Yes.
Well then, let's go up there.
I haven't seen an entrance to it, so we're gonna have to make our own.
We could
Killian
look from the
turns
outside.
to Jojo with the weapon that deals extra damage to objects. You want to just
Oh.
carve through?
Well, can't we just look around the building and find a window that leads to the attic and then go through there? Because technically, if we touch the window, it's bolted in, so that should be fine.
Killian did a round last night with Celine. Did she notice if there was any windows on the top of the building?
Killian
did
only
not.
went outside, just briefly
Oh.
outside. Yeah.
It was with Bladebeak was with Sealing.
Okay, how about we do a perimeter?
Yeah, we'll
And-
just say we'll do
Yeah.
a perimeter search quickly. Do we find anything?
I will, just to give you guys visibility on the map, I will just do a quick drag of you guys all around. But as you search around, go ahead and roll perception for me.
Does anyone want to help me?
We're all doing it. We're all coming.
Oh, okay.
You can all have advantage. How many of you are proficient in perception?
I am.
As long as at least 2 people are, you can all have advantage. Perfect. You guys all have advantage.
21 it is.
Circling around, you guys. I don't think you'll be able to move past that wall.
We want to stay within the fence, please.
17 perception, Matilda. Vincent, 21 perception.
Mhm.
Oh, you rolled twice. But that's all good. As you circle around,
We have
Vincent,
advantage.
Vincent, you spot. Oh, true. You spot behind these small crates at the back, you spot a piece of loose stone that is slightly pushed inwards on this, what amounts to a chimney for venting the heat on the other side of the kitchen, from what you can tell. It is right here, just behind these crates that have been stacked seemingly intentionally.
We're not supposed to move anything though, right?
Touching anything that is not part of the inn has set those creatures off. Looking at these individual pieces, as far as you know, there is no necessary way to determine whether or not they are part of the inn.
No,
or
I
not.
know. There's no way to get to that stone without moving the crates.
You could like reach around, for sure, like it's possible. However, like to actually move through that space, there's no way to do it without going to the crates.
Mm-hmm.
So this is odd, and I'll explain what's going on. So either these crates are not really supposed to be here, or whoever did this is very tiny.
Yeah, it's hard to say whether or not the objects outside of the inn count. Now that
Looking
our guide
around,
is dead.
The crates here look like the crates everywhere else, right? Like they're not an obvious different color or have different sigils on them from different trading companies.
With your perception check, you can see that these crates are newer than the crates that are built within the inn itself.
Do you guys mind if we take a chance, or do you want to take a short rest first?
I'm okay if we take a chance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vincent will go over and he'll attempt to move one. Are they? I guess, yeah. He'll attempt to move one, the smaller one on top.
They look heavy. You grab it, you pick it up, waiting for the sound of terrifying screeches in the other room. Nothing. Also, crates, very light. Empty.
Like fake like they feel like they're made out of foam, like
No, they're made of wood.
No, but they're just
just
light.
empty.
There's nothing in them.
These are fake, and he'll toss them aside.
Yeah, it's just empty crates.
Yeah. We have someone else on this floor. It's beautiful. More people to play with, I guess. And he'll move the other one away and kind of crouch down in front of the stone. And and look at it closer. Anything odd? Is there blood smear on it?
You spot there's no blood, but as you begin to investigate it, you can see that it's completely loose. Like you can actually feel wind like moving in and out of it. There's just the faintest little bit of heat as you approach it. And as you can actually see very, very slightly through it. And you can see that it just leads to this soot-laden chamber.
Yeah. I guess this one seems... Jojo, do you want to move this one? It's a little heavier than the boxes.
Yeah.
As you-
She'll go over and with her 19 strength.
I think you don't even expect it. You like grab, you're like, I'm so strong. Like crush the stone slightly, and you just like hold back, and you're like, I don't want to cause any damage. Looking in, you see a small chest in an empty chamber. You can feel this oppressive heat on the inside, but it, like everything else in the inn, is frozen. As you move through, you almost feel like you're moving through molasses. But you don't seem, it's not like painful. You look over and you can see raging flames from the inside of the two burning ovens on the inside of the kitchen. But as you siphon in and take a look, you can see straight through into the kitchen through the ovens themselves. There was a stone wall behind it, but there does not seem to be one from this side. And there's a small treasure chest. Looking up, you see a pathway leading directly up into the second floor of the home.
Yeah, that's way up here.
Looks like they might have thrown something to knock, like thrown the marble to knock something, which caused everyone to activate.
Yeah, seems like it.
What's the chest? Does the chest look old or does it look new too?
The chest looks very old.
Okay, then don't touch the chest.
No, I wouldn't. It feels frozen in here.
Oh, okay, cool.
You guys want me to help you up the
Is it
attic?
like a ladder, or is it just up?
One thing I would say with your passive perception here, Jojo, is that you notice that there is a lock on the chest. It is unlocked.
Oh, like probably the person who was with us unlocked it. Possibly. It is unlocked.
It feels too suspicious. Also, any adventurer worth their stuff, if they did decide to take that, would have taken what's in it.
Yeah.
Ask all of you a question.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in eye for an eye. This person killed our guide. I'm kind of a little bit irritated about that. So what are our plans to do with this person when we find them?
I'd like to know why.
Okay, then we'll do that first.
And if we can get some information from them. It seems like they know this floor pretty good.
Hey,
I think if we find them, we should hurt them, and then capture them.
Yeah.
And then make their family pay for the resurrection.
You don't always need all your fingers. And I show the finger bitten off. There
Could
we
I
go.
do a little perception-y to see if I can hear any rustling, someone listening to this conversation?
Ooh, go ahead and roll perception. Your passive will be a floor on this one.
Vincent will keep a lookout as well.
Alrighty, you may roll
13.
as well. 13. Nobody around you, it's that constant silence that you're accustomed to. Vincent, with a 24 perception, you notice that there are footsteps, like the faintest bit of a trail leading from where you are out of that chamber and up and around the corner out. Basically, like someone
this
had
way or this down there?
this way and to the left, but someone has taken every effort to hide a trail of footsteps, but you manage to notice a small bit of disturbed grass in the corner that leads you to follow a trail.
Vincent will send a message to Jojo because she's inside in a whisper and just like, there's footsteps leading out here. I'm pretty sure he's gone, but we can follow them. And then he'll send the same thing to all three of them. So it's something only they can hear. And then he's gonna send a message inside to Paka to come out.
Paka absolutely does. You're
But to be quiet about it.
Paka rolls stealth.
Back to the message. Jojo will whisper. Yeah, I think we should follow that trail.
Cool. Vincent will I guess we'll start stealthing in that direction.
Alrighty.
We'll try and follow it as much as he can.
Let me see if this macro works for me now. Did you guys get a stealth check quest? Yay.
Whoa!
Oh, I didn't get anything to pop up, by the way.
That should be how it is. Oh, you did not get a pop-up?
No.
Nor
That
did
is
I.
not how it is. No? Okay, only half. Interesting. You guys can just go ahead and roll a ghost stealth check. Or not ghost, the ninja stealth check.
Mind, yeah. Okay.
Also,
Whoa.
for to cycle back to the
Whoopee!
ruling on message, you can whisper for message. However, you don't have to, and you can choose whether or not your whisper or audible statement is heard by the caster. But the caster needs to whisper; it's part of the spell requirement.
Mhm.
Alrighty. You all begin to encircle around the outside. And Jojo, as you return. Ooh, this will be fun.
Oh,
I'll just move you guys. Actually, it'd probably be faster if you guys moved yourselves. But you're following the trail, Vincent. You follow it through, and it actually leads all the way around to the front, down to the ash gate that sits at the very beginning, the floor marker. You guys are technically on the second floor of the dungeon. As soon as you pass through this ash gate, Seelan was like, that's it, floor 2.
This one?
Indeed. The trail continues this way, and you basically, like, as soon as the dirt and the grass gives way to packed earth, the trail disappears.
Does Vincent know? Because again, we still don't know a ton about the dungeon. When you pass from floor to floor, does it re-scramble who's on what floor? Or
I
is
would
it
say-
like when you're in an instance of the dungeon, the whole dungeon is the same instance?
Roll just a d20. Above 10 is positive, below 10 is not. You're unsure.
Okay.
Sorry, this is the gate that once we pass through, we're on the second floor?
You are currently on the second floor.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you pass through that gate, you are technically on the second floor of the dungeon. This is how the divers differentiate between floors. is these gates, because you can see that there's a defined difference in them. The same one here, the exact same architecture, but in different forms, mirrors the gate that you had entered into in the interface office. It has the same runes, but whereas the gate in the interface office was like hewn from stone and wood, this one is almost like a natural old wood gate with vines that are forming the runes on its surface.
Oh wait, so the road was the first floor, the inn's the second one,
Indeed.
and going back through here would lead us back down to the first floor.
You are entirely unsure.
I'll
Actually,
send
in
it-
this case, everyone can roll that d20 to determine if you have this information from divers just kind of mentioning stuff in passing.
yeah, some people.
It's a
talk
pretty
to
good
them.
chance that you guys would know this, so I think it's fair. Totally cool. 13. Jojo and Matilda, you both are aware. Killian, you also have heard this just in passing.
What was the number, Adrian? It's hidden for us.
Vincent was a 3, Jojo 16, Matilda 13, Killian 17. But as you are all, you're all somewhat aware, the gates themselves denote floor markers. If you pass back through this one, there is not necessarily any way of knowing if you have moved from floor to floor. Only when you pass through the first time do you know you've advanced a floor. Moving back, people are still unknown as to whether or not it is ahead or back. It might be the correct answer, it might not. Yeah, your guys' roll determined that you know that there is actually no way to know.
No, I know that, but it means the only real surefire way of getting out of the dungeon is the trick rope. Never know if you're going back down.
It just depends on various different circumstances. Basically, like in the same way you had seen in the Fey dungeon, there are people like your guide, for example, who might be like, yeah, we can go back through this one. But maybe back in one floor is not the same way, right? Like if you walk forward in one floor and then you keep walking forward, you might be going backwards.
I completely understand, and
Yeah,
by I mean I don't understand, so I understand.
Perfect.
So we can basically guess that this person killed Seelan, hid the body in the attic. Oh, but I didn't. No, Vincent saw the footsteps, didn't hear footsteps.
Yeah.
That's why we followed this
He's
trail.
left.
So they
Yeah,
probably killed Seelan, hid the body, and left.
I think we should check the rest of the house. I would like to get up into the attic. We need to collect evidence. Maybe they have some things they left behind upstairs. Because we're not going to find them now, but we probably could find them at some point, and then we can deal justice. And then I think you wanted to do a weird bell thing, Jojo?
Yeah.
I'll send a message to Jojo and be like, hold on a second. There's a shed back here too. You might as well have a look at it.
Okay.
can Vincent, look at the shed. It's a door, right? We're allowed to open doors.
It is a door, and you are allowed to open doors. The door is locked, however.
I'll send a message to Killian. Killian, can you pick this?
Now, can we pick doors?
Yeah, she picked up on some inside the.
Okay.
While
Killian-
you guys were discussing all that, Killian had returned to the crates around the back, and she just kind of like the response to your message is just kind of like an absent like yeah in a bit, and she's climbing into the upstairs.
Okay. I was going to say you were literally 125 feet away. But when you
Yeah.
said I moved into the crates, I was like, good, you are now 120 feet away. As you enter into the attic, you said?
Yeah.
Scrambling up, it's relatively easy to climb up this stonework wall. You make your way up. You begin to examine the attic. It is pitch dark in here, but with your dark vision, you can see that it's just an open plan. There's a few small like sacks, and as you kind of look at them, you can see that they're of the same make and model of the rest of the inn. And I'm just don't touch. Glancing around, you spot a pale gray but slightly shiny trail of blood. But this trail is not spatters like you would expect it to be for someone carrying a body. It is bloody footsteps. And you do not see a second trail of footsteps.
Okay.
Where do they? Are you gonna follow them?
Are they going towards me or away from me?
They lead back to, from where you are, pretty much right at the top. You're following this trail. It begins to kind of peter out the closer you get to the kitchen area where you had entered, and it picks up more and more blood towards the bedroom where Seelan was sleeping, until eventually you just see small puddles and pools and small little drips that are falling into the bedroom itself. Go ahead and roll investigation for me.
Would Jojo have been able to catch up and give her
Yeah, I want to help too.
action?
Absolutely.
Actually, I can't see, so.
In this instance, your guys' roles supplemental, because Killian, as you look at this trail, there was no second assailant. These footsteps are of the boots of Seelan McGurmick.
Oh, conspiracy.
Don't understand.
You guys let us know.
I guess, yeah. Well, Jojo's up there kind of trying to catch up to me. Is that?
Yeah.
I just kind of turned to her and I'm like, I don't get it. There wasn't anyone else. It's just him.
Oh, one more tidbit with your 20 investigation. Near those sacks that are part of the dungeon itself, you take note that hidden very carefully behind them is Seelan's clothing.
Yeah, so did they... Oh.
They shed their clothes as well, it seems.
You know, Matilda,
Yes?
I think it's time we call Dad and make sure that he actually talked to Seelan about joining us here.
Oh, shit, yeah, that might have been a good idea. Hold on. When I look, I want to come up and I turn on my light. When I look at the clothing, are his shoes missing? Or is it all of his clothing?
The boots are missing. You see the shirt, the overshirt. You do not see... I believe he was also wearing some light armor that is missing.
Yeah.
Just the clothing has been tossed.
Matilda's question is, does it look like there's two sets of footprints or just one? Does it look like the
One.
assailants... So, I think the assailants switched shoes. His boots are missing, and there's only one set of footprints, so it makes sense that they stole his boots for some reason. I don't know why. I could be completely wrong, but if you think about it logically, if there were two people, Thielen would have a set of footprints, and then the other person would have a set of footprints.
Oh, you know what? I
Well,
heard
it's
the marble drop. I heard the marble drop while you guys were looking at Seelan, so...
Yeah. And I was about to cut up his clothes.
No one had touched Seelan right before the marble dropped.
No, but there was a notable difference in time. Like, Matilda was investigating, she placed her hand on him.
That's
Okay.
fine. I just mean Vincent knows illusions exist.
Yes. No, but there was physical interaction with Seelan. Yeah.
No, there wasn't. You said no one touched. Matilda even said she didn't
So-
get the point of touching him.
She did.
I
She
rolled a
touched
6
him, and
medicine.
then she grabbed his shirt, and then she began to cut at his shirt. Yeah.
That's what I meant. Like, I touched him to examine him, but I didn't touch the blade to his shirt. Like, I hadn't had a chance to interact with the body to the point where, like, I did anything that was damaging to anything.
Yeah, you just touched the bot. Okay, that's the key thing. Is I thought she never got to touch him yet. Okay,
No.
never mind then.
So there was two, but they made it seem like there was only one.
Well, there could have been like a familia or something.
With our previous investigation check, could we get some clarity on? Because I'm a little confused.
I think that kind of just led down a small, sideline. There is no trace of a second individual in this in this roof,
Only Sealant.
in this attic. Only Sealan.
Yeah.
There's
so,
the dust that has settled has not been disturbed. Only the one set of footprints.
Okay.
And it's only ever that set of footprints is only ever leaving from the direction of the hole in the wall or
Indeed.
the ceiling.
Yes, it goes
He came up
directly
from
from.
the hole and left.
I can actually also kind
So
of.
the only thing
draw it.
that's really there might have been two people is Matilda was touching Seelan when I heard the marble drop in the kitchen.
That is the only thing that seems to be an incontinuity at current.
In the little crack there, is there any remains of any sort of device? Maybe that could have been on a timer, like a candle or thing that.
Here's what I'll say. You're on a neat track, so go ahead and roll perception. but this might be just a little different, as you are specifically looking for something now. With an 18, you take note that in the kitchen, as you're kind of examining the areas that seem of interest, you find yourself in the kitchen, and as you look up, you spot that there is a small mesh of strings that has been affixed to the roof above where the individual that is currently chopping vegetables was standing.
Is investigating the string, does it look new? Like something from outside the dungeon?
Outside the dungeon, brand new.
How does it look like it? Like if I put the marble in there and look at it, how does it look like it would hold the marble and then at a certain point it would drop?
Incredibly flimsily.
No, I mean like what would trigger it to drop? Is there a timer, like a candle?
Nothing physically. It's literally just strings. Nothing magical about it. But you can see that when you place a marble in there, it's incredibly flimsy. The faintest touch would make it fall.
Like any type of vibration or air movement.
Air movement, absolutely.
Hmm.
Vibration, absolutely.
Especially because they were by the winds, right? Don't they have like air
Oh shit, you're right. They were with the Akati family, the goddess of the wind.
There's no reason for Sealand to do this, though. We
Well-
helped his
well.
family out.
Maybe the Akati family doesn't like us. You should message Dad. Let's message Dad. This
You
is
have the
weird.
stone.
Oh, I'll message Dad.
Well, yeah, that's just good to note. I don't know if anyone actually has the stone on their character sheet, so just make sure someone does, or it's
I
gone.
do. I forgot it was in there.
So the sending stone specifically is you can send cast a sending spell like once a day, right?
Yeah, to the other stone, and that's it.
So you only get 25 words?
Yes.
I had spending for a long time and I don't remember.
Yeah, you have 25 words.
While we prepare to send a message, Killian's just gonna start mending the remainder of Bladebeak. Takes a minute to cast, but it heals 2d6. So
Beautiful. Bladebeak is healed back to full.
Also, we are still not 100% sure that was Sealand. Could have been someone disguised as him.
Yeah, that's why we want to call Dad and ask if he actually made Sealand a guide at all.
I think we should, if you can, it might be a little stretch to stick it in with those words. See if he can go check on the farm and if he's there with his family.
Well, you're an author, right? You have a way with words.
Can Vincent try to like? I guess this is a very character thing.
You can roll intelligence to figure out how to word what it is you're trying to say into 25 words, for sure.
Intelligence, huh?
As Vincent's trying to figure out the wording, could Jojo go over to Killian and give her like a pat on the shoulder? Hey, you okay?
Killian kind of like is like just kind of like staring ahead, like doing the mending, and kind of like jumps when you touch her shoulder. And she says, "No, I don't know if I'm cut out for this."
You were pretty torn up when Sealand had been killed, and then Sealand did this himself. If this really was Sealand.
It's just every turn is awful. If it wasn't Sealand that did it himself, then Sealand came here and got killed because of us. And if it wasn't Sealand, then why would someone do this in the first place? Is this part of the dungeon? We met Sealand outside of the dungeon. Why would he be able to do something? It wouldn't be a dungeon monster. It would just be a person.
Yeah,
Why would a person do this?
Right. I'm ready. I have my message.
I don't get it.
And Vincent, what was your intelligence roll?
Yeah, sorry. I had a question asked before I rolled it, so I was just waiting. And intelligence. There's nothing he can add from like his background for this, right? Like he's good with people, but I guess he's not very good with like
This is just about like
poetry.
just like writing out this scenario.
Okay, so this is just a straight intelligence check. 14.
Okay, working with Matilda for the message, you managed to kind of eke out what information did the two of you wish to display here?
Can I read out because Matilda would have written it out and then read out what she wanted to say
I
first?
think there was a little disconnect. They were trying to figure
Okay.
out how to word for a specific amount of information, but I guess it's just a little bit of a breakdown of communication. What was your message, Matilda?
Okay. So the first one is, did you send Sealand as our guide? On second floor, he was murdered. Check his farm. Death super suspect. Report back if he's there.
I'm confused. Can you reread that? There's
Yeah,
the last
did
part of it
you-
I didn't understand.
Did you send Sealand as our guide? On the second floor, he was murdered. Check his farm. Death super suspect. Report back if he's there.
And Vincent, was there any other information you wanted to attempt to fit into that message?
Yeah. It's more like, do I feel like Lavos will understand that?
Pretty straightforward so far.
Okay. And that's the full 25 words?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then yeah, if yeah, this is what I mean. It feels like a out of character thing, so this was weird. So, but yeah, you could just use it.
Okay. The message that you received back, Matilda, is something that we'll find out after our break.
No.
For those of you watching at home, we will see you next week. Thank you all so much for watching it. We can't wait to see you next time at the Dragon Leaf. Bye, everybody.
Wow. Can't believe it.
Sorry, I got the Badoop immediately that was like, hey, reminder. And I was like,
Mystery!
oh!
Oh, it's so good.
See you all next time.
Bye.
Wow.
Yeah.
See ya.